You won't know who I am from what you perceive. But if you listen when we speak, then you will receive a glimpse of who I am. And then you'll believe and have a life of peace because your soul is at ease. You see, our source is the essence of which this world is conceived, which means that we were here before the bird and the bee. Now, if you have not guessed, I am eternity. But now, if you have guessed and you guessed correctly, that simply means we share the same destiny to realize we are the God and Trinity that is talked about in Christianity. Now some will say that vanity or go as far as insanity. It's because they believe in Western theology. But as for we, you see, we choose ancient Kemetic philosophy. Not to say that's the only path to immortality. That's the path for we, this life, you see, as we devote our life to helping others be free, so they in turn can reach their full divinity. And this is done because of the he in I and the I in he. Peace and wholeness. All right, all right. Welcome once again to another discussion on this Soulful Sunday. And there's actually some feedback on this end. And
One love,
echo.
one love. Top of the day. Feedback?
Yeah, I
Wyatt?
think yeah, we have two devices going on, the cell phone and the laptop, as we also stream to Instagram. Yeah, using StreamYard, we're streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram now. And so just got these two devices to help keep track in case anyone have any questions. We can assist, all discuss and jump into the conversation. So and with that being said, again, welcome to another discussion on the Soulful Sundays. And for those who may not be as familiar with the idea and the concept, is that we gather on Sundays. So first of all, Soulful Sundays is a product of maybe the Indigenous Cultural University, um, the I.C.U, which is the health ministry of Iamit Nation, Iamit tribe. And so with that in mind, it is maybe looked at as an outreach, if you will, for all of those who share the philosophy that we are it. I admit, I'm that. I'm the shit. I'm that. The manifestation of source energy, God in the flesh, another Yeshua, another Jesus. That kind of concept. So again, Sober Sundays is just a discussion on more or less religion, the science of religion, specifically like Christianity, and more specifically on how to do the greater things that Yeshua talked about. Not so much as following, but becoming. And so it is a discussion on becoming, where everyone is included to to chime in. Usually there's a theme that's put out there. However, um, we don't spend too much time on that. So everybody's encouraged to share, just to, express your journey, experiences on this journey, bringing heaven to earth, being that, being all of that. As our philosophy is now, our motto is, I am it, and so are you. Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you
Yes,
are.
you are.
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you are.
Yes, you are. I love it.
That's right. And so, yeah, with that, um, we generally officially open the portal with the sound vibration. And what is done with this is we simply use our intention, since we are it, to, if we choose to, invoke our prayers, our meditations, and our libations. As we know, as we enter the space, what's called gateway, space of waking trance, or into the peace of God that passes all understanding. As we simply breathe into the now, as we enter into this peace of God that passes all understanding, all the questions that we may have, prayers just talking to God, may they be answered at this moment, but soon thereafter. And in meditation, when we listen to God or our higher self. And now some no longer choose to give thought to at this moment. May they be showered with love, life, wellness, wholeness, as we uplift and support them energetically, as in our libations with our intention. Again, by simply breathing into the now, the present moment, by simply being intentional. All right, all right. Welcome once again. And usually, we open the floor for anyone who wishes to just share, check in, how you feeling, any experiences, any manifestations from your discussions in previous times. So, we just kind of let it flow for a while, seeing what's happening, checking in. What's good, God? What's good, God?
You say you wanted to check in, check in.
Go ahead, sis. Check in, darling. One love.
Now I was listening. Yeah, everything was good. Like I was talking to Master Chef yesterday. He said you have to, something positive to say. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
sitting here eating salmon. That's good.
yeah. That sounds delicious. Yeah,
We haven't argued in what, 2 days? That's really good.
uh-huh, right.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's back to
Really
that
good.
that speaking good things. We had again, I quite brought up the conversation on yesterday. Um, the way energies is in the environment, society, they can be challenging from a certain perspective. A lot of different unexpected challenges that we have. But even in the midst of having these challenges, there's still some things that are going good. So a lot of
Hmm.
times we like to express what's happening, what we're not feeling good about. But as long as we also express those things that we are feeling good about, that creates that balance, to,
Right.
say, okay, we feel good. And that keeps, encouraging oneself, motivating oneself by looking at, being proud of those good things that we're doing. So that was that concept.
it attracts more good things to come, even though you had some other things that seem to knock the balance off a little bit. But I had a week that was a strong, that was very, very heavy on the teeter-totter level this week. Something giveth and something taketh. And then I'd have to pump it up with my own verbal confirmations because I had to take care of these things and talk about them to people to take care of. But then I had to speak into it the resolution I was hoping to receive so that they would even think that way, like, oh, okay, well, how, to maximize because when you're dealing with other people that have professions in something you don't know, they're not going to just pour out their information or their blessings for you. You have to do something to initiate them to think like that, So the same thing with when I'm dealing with either my family members and other people, it may be something going on between us, but I'm going to speak it into a better place every time I remember. Not every time do I remember, but every time I remember, and I remember more times than not, to try to, like the alternative news thing that Trump does, like it might not be the actual truth until I speak it, until somebody can actually conceive it and think it and see it and feel it that way. If they're not thinking it and feeling it or seeing it or energizing it in that direction, they will potentially at least lend to it at that moment. That's kind of how I feel about these holidays. Like we get our attention is diverted into something while they're using that energy on something else at the same time. So I'm saying use it for your own good. You take that power and use it for your own solution to initiate the thought in that direction.
And then we also been blessed. The weather's been pretty good the last couple of days. I mean, even today it rained a little bit, but it's still nice outside.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's pre-spring. The gopher didn't see what's that? The groundhog. He didn't see his shadow or something. So we're gonna have an early spring. So yes, the weather's been beautiful, and that actually helps me feel better too. Just being able to
the other day we went bike riding, so that was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes me want to roll the window down, but you bike ride. Wow, where'd you go?
Just riding around, just getting on the bike. First, we had to get air in the tires, and because you're not riding the bike during the wintertime, so the air, kind of depletes out. So then, they have a co-op over here that they sell bikes. We had bought 2 bikes from over there, so they happened to be over there on Sunday. We got the air filled up, and we just hopped on the bike and rode around. But there's actually a lot of bike trails, you can go to. So that was really nice. I enjoyed that. So, there is a lot of positivity going on. I forgot all about the bike ride.
And I'm sure that added a nice energy to be able to air things out and get the sunshine and the fresh air and be around the trees, the grass, whatever. I'm just saying, I can imagine. I haven't been bike riding in a long time. And I'm imagining going out and having some fun with it, Thanks for sharing. I kind of experienced that for a moment with you.
Yeah, and just want to share something about Soulful Sunday that's had written down here, because again, Soulful Sunday is taking a life of its own. One thing that was said was, being that Soulful Sundays is a product of the Indigenous Culture University, the discussion is more of a class where the participants are the students and the teachers. Of the science of using religion, more specifically Christianity, as a tool for self-realization by self-actualization. Yeah. And so that class piece, what brought that back up? Right on, enjoy yourself, shoot, just like dinner and a movie, enjoy yourself, dinner and a movie, yeah. So when I spoke about the positive things. So one class aspect is, maybe at the end of the day, just write down those things that was good that you enjoyed, because a lot of times, our experiences that show we tend to hold on more to the things that was unpleasant than the ones that was pleasant. And so by the end of the day, you write down those things that was pleasant end of the day, it begins to, like, whether it be a daily journal, a diary, well, you work even with good and the bad, so-called good and the bad, but at least write down the good thing. You begin to slowly reinforce in yourself, the good that you've done. So you become the more balanced in yourself. And again, so just by, taking the extra steps is actually writing down some stuff, or even just at least thinking about it, in meditation, just reviewing the day, because my person is more of that type where it must, you know, over the years now I've got to the point where it can enjoy the quiet space. So it can just really take its time to review each experience and just really look at it for what it is, the lessons and or the blessings, how they manifested, and just kind of take account on a daily basis. So just wanted to share that, as we discuss these things, there's a way to use what we say to say, oh, we can create a lifestyle and integrate these things so they actually, work towards our ascension realization that we are it, another Yeshua. So
Can I add to that? So
absolutely, this is a discussion.
I feel like I forget a lot of things that I need to remember. So even like the good things, like when she said she forgot about going, some of the good things, like as far as riding the bike and stuff. So that's my thing. I may not write it down, but like you said, reviewing it, and then like I forget the good things as well. I really don't want to remember some of the things that are not so good, but I do want to remember those lessons. And so sometimes
Yeah.
having somebody to talk about with these things, or even like you said, writing them out or talking with yourself about these things, like what is it that I got out of that? What did I learn from that? And why do I keep doing that? And, do I enjoy that? What do I enjoy out of it? So I'm just saying I'm happy that you're mentioning to go back and reassess, but to also remember, introduce those good vibes back into yourself, so that you can actually get a fuller sense out of it, get more out of it, milk it for the goodness that it actually can continue to help, continue to find that balance or keep that balance.
Yeah, that's it. Speaking of balance, Oshun in the house. That's the manifestation of the beauty and creation of God. The beauty in the world, the arts. All this. That river, the flowing. Yeah.
Greetings.
Oshun bring the stuff together, the balance of this and that to create some beauty out of it.
Okay.
And then that's something. As we tell you, this is the I admit philosophy, right? Because as we look at both sides, they say the so-called good, so-called bad every day. And if we look at both sides, look at it wasn't so pleasant, but we got to look at it and look at the bad, and then we can take both of those and create beauty from it. Of our life, the beauty of our life by saying, yes, this happened, but this also happened, and just creating our own beautiful story from our experiences. So that's just tying that in with Oshun. Give thanks for the reminder, manifestation of God.
Ashe.
One love,
Acheo.
one love. Oh,
Tony the
Master.
Bowl Masters on here.
What's happening, everybody? How you doing?
That's for you, baby.
Oh yeah. Hold up. Let me. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Family.
Oh, Lorraine.
We bring our gifts. We bring our gifts to the present and present our gifts.
Which is us, because we are it. I admit.
Yeah, I'm the gift. How you doing? Unwrap me.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
Uh-huh.
Mary
Yeah, that's
Tony.
something, man.
Mary
Yeah.
Tony, y'all. Mary Tony.
Hmm.
Oh
So
man. What we got? We got new people.
new people,
Yeah.
but old people.
New
At the
but old.
same
Right.
time.
Right. How do I know y'all? I already know y'all. Like, how you doing? How's it going?
The temple,
Yeah.
Mother Earth.
How's it going?
We doing all right.
Doing all right. Yeah.
Looking well.
Yep. You look the same. Look good.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. It's coming back now. How you Yes. How you doing?
You doing all right?
Doing good.
That's good. That's
Can't
good.
complain. There's a
Wonderful.
lot to be thankful for.
Precious
Yeah.
mother love. How you doing? How's it going?
One love and wellness. Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about how we showed up this week, how some of the goodness has overflown into our atmosphere this week. This strong, these last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
presence has
you good.
shown up.
Cali, you good.
That's
Cali,
good.
apparently,
Oh,
apparently,
oh.
yeah, apparently everybody's feeling a certain type of way. Niggas is feeling a certain type of way. They all energetic and all tornado like in their core. You know what I'm saying? Something going on. So what is this? What's going on? How we feeling?
I think you feel a turbulent within that spirit and everything.
Um,
Strong.
Some quickening,
Mm, quickening.
some new,
Like that.
yeah, some new codes are popping into place. Some new gears are shifting so that we're able to speed up some things. The transaction, the transmission, the initiation, all the things in motion are. It's like they're elevating to new frequencies. If you catch it, you can ride.
you're absolutely
That's
right
all.
Yeah.
because to me it seems like time is just going so fast, right? Like every time, like before you know it, you're up in the morning because I get up early, and then next thing you know it's afternoon already, and then it's 5 o'clock. The sun's going down.
Mm, mm.
Early bird catches the worm, though. The day probably goes more productive for you by you starting at way before noon.
Yeah.
But what is
And they,
all that? What is productivity? What is me being productive today? Because I just discovered that this day changes into another day and changes into another day and is separated by this thing that I call night. So what makes that separate? Because I slept good last night and woke up. What am I doing in that process? What's happening? What's going on?
good question. Mm.
Well, look, we're
Well,
right here. We're right here in this class.
Right. And that's all great. But what's the point? What's the deal? So what?
can
You
I
at the
Ah,
class. Why? Why are you at the class? You know how
go
can
ahead,
people
I
in
Mother
business
Love.
they say know your why. You gotta know your why. But when somebody asks you why 20 times, you get annoyed. Be like, why are you asking me all these questions, nigga? Don't you know? Like, why? Why? So I'll just say I did this exercise just practicing with somebody. I was like, why? Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you
because
doing that?
because 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 I
No,
don't want to
no,
go crazy,
because that's a cop out. Why? Get into it. Because that is the ultimate reason. That's the ultimate reason. Because cause and effect. Because I affect. So because of what you going? What you doing? What we doing?
Well,
Because I want the positivity to keep on flowing. That's what I want, and
Woo!
not stop. Positive, 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 positive. Keep on flowing. Don't stop.
Get it, don't
Happiness,
stop,
happiness, happiness, happiness. Peace, 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 peace. Don't stop.
love,
Don't stop.
smile, love, heart. I have a poem. It speaks to your why. It says, "For the love of life,
ah,
love in real time forever. Life is an expression of you being you, an obsession into your truth, episode by episode, building a catalog from your photo booth. Tender moments confirmed, coexistence under one roof. The sky, clouds, then clumped and bumped as you passing by, unity at one time. Then access denied, even after you've tried and cried, and revelation of the truth, the chance to unveil and derail from the roots, revise and retry to make it big or just get by, not to rely on the cents and the dollars, but the senses developed and proven sensations of scientific consciousness. That science of you, the science of self, science of healing, and the truth that's dealt, self remedy, self evident, in cahoots, seeing and believing. It's cool to live in your oomph.
Yo, mm. That's what I'm talking about. I said that.
That
Yep. I paused for the cause, but it says your hunch, your bunches of boots, your Rosie the Riveter salutes. Life is, let me take the glasses off so I can see. Life, for the love of life, you can do no right, because there is no wrong. Just one long train whizzing by with every try, with every blinking eye, one long lesson in session to make your own recipe and slice the pie of life. One long session of completing the cycle of life that unfolds and beholds your whole truth, the love for the love of life. Snap, 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 clap, clap, clap.
there it is now.
Yeah, all that.
All right.
Okay, okay.
what what
Woo!
came what came to mind
Really?
is a spiritual Jay-Z Eminem flow. You know, the way all the word play in there, all those word plays like a spiritual, Jay-Z Eminem flow there. That's all right. Yeah.
Ashe, Ashe. So it seemed to me in some portion it answered his question of why. It's just a game. It's just you playing the game of life. And whatever piece of the pie or the puzzle or the big picture that you actually play, it all falls into place somewhere in the big picture. It's just how are you presenting it at that time? That recipe, that design, that divine design of your time at that time, basically.
Yeah.
That's
You're
a lot.
absolutely right.
Yeah. How you choosing to show up in this time and space. Yeah. Mental.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Had an insight come again, it's nothing new under the sun, but it hit differently. The concept of daydreaming. It's like, ooh, daydreaming. Because generally, for me, with the concept of daydreaming, you could be sitting here and, all of a sudden you start having a dream, or, vision, a dream, and you have to come back. Oh, we was gone someplace, Had those, and it seemed like you was gone for a long time, but you come back and it's been like 5 seconds. But you had like a whole scene to play out, being moved, different character, all different scenarios, come back in like 5, 10 seconds later. And so, to me, it was like, let's look at this daydream piece, based upon, the science of mentalism, and all that. God, this is God's dream, all that. If it's God's dream, we are God, it's God's dream. So, and this ties into that night day that Tony spoke about a little bit. Um, at night, we have the astral dream, and at night, we have the night dream. During the day, we have the daydream. So the night, this is the dream that happens during the day. And at night, we have the night dream, which is more the astral, which is more the yin. The night is the more feminine, the day is the more masculine. So at night, we're more astral traveling, get more uploads and things like that. During the day, in this daydream, like some people says, I realized I was dreaming and I start doing shit. And, oh, I did this shit. I was like, oh, they gonna get me. So we did this shit and turn into this shit. All kind of shit when you realize you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Same thing with the daydream. However, because of time and space, they say it may require a different type of magic, which is maybe more focused and grounded and being present, so that you can actually make the shifts that's needed to create your reality or to create your world or to create whatever you want to create in this dream that the simulation, this matrix that we're experiencing from the dream standpoint of it's the daytime, it's still like a dream. It's a daydream, baby. So once we wake, it heads back to waking up. Really, someone who was awake from a certain perspective, like I admit, we it because we're waking up. We're waking up in this dream to guide this dream like anyone would any other nighttime or astral dream. So we're taking control over this dream to create it exactly how we want it in this daydream experience, of mentalism, the cosmic mind of God. So that just came up. Wanted to share that. This conversation just happened. I think it was yesterday about the daydream. So dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on. Oh, I think Aerosmith or something like that had that song.
Jill Scott has a song called Daydreaming, and it sounds very much like how, the Alice in Wonderland kind of trip. Like I don't know. It
Yeah,
emulates
you
to
do
me
know.
how a daydream is. I was trying to say the words and the words weren't coming out my mouth. No, but I do think that daydreams, the difference I've seen, because I've written poems in daydreams. I hadn't had a whole song from a daydream. And like you say, it would be a flash of time where I'm on turbo time in the other realm or whatever. But one of the things, remember I told you about my song, Brown Sweet Sugar Daddy? That
Hmm.
started as a poem and was written in a daydream while I was in an esoteric class in high school. I was,
Yeah.
and I vividly remember the daydream. There are some that I don't remember, but some that I vividly remember, like they are like part of some fabric of some things, teachings, lessons, blessings, like flashes of forecast and things too. So I don't know if you consider that's a different realm, but that's like a knowingness, knowing something's about to happen or knowing something where you're connected to. So what do you think about the difference between those two, a daydream and the actual downloads that we receive that,
Look,
is that
ain't no difference except for the words that y'all choose to describe it.
is that the same space?
It's the same shit. You in your head. You in your head. You talk whether you sleep, you awake, you looking at that nigga, you looking at that bitch, you looking at this one over here, you in your head. It's a dream. So you think about it's fantasy land. You see what I'm saying? It's all a fantasy. That if you think about hard enough, then you'll call it through. You'll pull it through that goddamn portal. You're gonna be like, oh, I was thinking about it that much. I had that much focus and concentration to where that shit actually came through the hole. Most motherfuckers don't have that type concentration. Cause you got ADHD. You over here looking at that, and then you over there looking at that. Now you looking at that. Now you looking at that. Now you don't have no focus other than the focus is on everything. So being that the focus is on everything, you scatterbrained. You see what I'm saying? You're messy. You
I
got a
had
messy mind. Your mind is dirty, just like your house.
Damn, he going hard, ain't he?
But I
This
know,
this that.
like, since my grandmother transitioned, and I've been, of course, you during the day, but also I'm having, thoughts at night about her. But when I'm here during the day and I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking of her, it's like she's right here.
She
And it's like
is.
she's talking to me,
She
and
Yeah,
right there. She
yeah,
she's
in
coming up
you.
with
yeah.
like ideas and like recipes of things she shared.
Yup.
My
Yup.
grandmother, I used to do that.
She
My
like, oh,
grandmother used to do
let me
that.
share this
So it's
recipe with
not like
my
she's
baby.
always where it's like I can go outside and look, she appears. She's right there.
Yup.
She's right
Let me share
Yeah.
this recipe with my baby because I know that her man would love this soup. He loved this meal. Let me share, baby. Put 2 scoops of this. Put 3. Put a tablespoon of that. Put it, and you sitting there listening to shit. What the fuck is a tablespoon and a teaspoon and this and that? And then you don't focus on it. So it's like, yo, let me just go have some tea. I'm gonna just sit down. I'm gonna make some tea because I know how to make tea, and that's good. But you can put that shit together in your head. Like, oh, a quarter cup of that, a 1/5 cup of that, a teaspoon of that, and da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, your nigga comes back to you talking about, baby, what the fuck was that you made? That was some good ass dinner last night on it. You know what I'm saying? And you know that it was good ass dinner because he ate you too after that.
Ah.
Ah, ah.
Yeah.
Too far? Okay.
there. Yes.
Y'all will catch up. Y'all will catch up. Y'all will catch up soon enough. We on the fucking track. You know what
Well,
I
That's
but
how some healing remedies. That's how some healing remedies come to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
something happened to me, and I swear I won't even remember that. Like one time I burnt myself, and something said put some honey with some turmeric on it. Like that was just down, some a little small voice said, and I was like, okay, I did that, and I swear to goodness, it was miraculous how it was soothing. It healed it in a very short period of time. I don't have any discoloration. I don't have any. You can't even tell that it was there. I have you have to look at the photographs to know that it was even there. But the recipe wasn't something that I, would have done in any other case. Just all of a sudden, I was laying down. I was listening to the spirit, and I was like, I got to tend to this. I'm not sure what to do, and bang zoom, the download came to do this. And I'm like, wow, well, let me also look it up on Google, right? After the fact, I was like, wow, I had no idea. And I happened to have both things that it said that I needed. A big thing of turmeric. There you are, see? And some honey. See? We got all the ingredients to heal ourselves. We can eat ourselves to better health, wealth, mindset, balance. But we have been introduced to all these. Like I have some salmon I'm eating now too, some smoked salmon. I, I took a break because I was like, I'm not gonna eat before. Let me eat after. But I swear I can't wait. So I had to take a little tasty cake break. Thank you, sis, for giving me that, initiating that energy. What you put with your salmon? I'd like some grits.
We had some red salmon, and I made it with some rice. You can eat fish in the morning for breakfast.
Jamaicans
Yeah.
do.
One got grits, one got rice with the salmon. How about that for duality?
Right. Right.
Mm,
I love to eat fish every morning for breakfast.
I bet you
There you go. Yeah.
do.
So yeah, just to add to what Tony was saying, the other side, we good cop, bad cop, metaphysically speaking. In the example of cooking that meal, a lot of times, as we're close to people, our people are close too. So what he likes can be coming from also from his people that you're tapped into. Either his people talk to your people, then your people let you know, or you just that intuitive empathic that you actually tap into his people, and you get it from his people what he would like. And again, this is like a theory that we say would resonate in all relationships, that we're close to. We get information from the ethers on, what to say, what to do right now that they have been that they need. The same to do for ourselves, like with the healing piece. So, which is a good example, reminder from the divine feminine, from your experiences, that again, we have the ability, all of us, to just tap in right now and to be opened up to see how to use what we already have, the same star where you are. And if we are it, we have everything right now. And sometimes, like Tony was saying, we get too distracted to realize what we got, what we have, which is why speaking those things, those things that we had fun, that we did good at, it reinforces what we have. And so again, it adds to that vibration of I have this, and what can we do with it? And by relaxing, breathing into the now, not being distracted, we'll get the instructions from the Akashic records, from the cosmic mind, from the dream. There's a dream anyway, from one of these dimensions on. Okay, this is how you put together what you already have, and just act on it, through the obedience. So that's touching on kind of bringing in a little, science to the formula of how we becoming it by what was shared. We have it. We talking about it now. This is what we got. More practice and speaking on it. We cultivated all of it. We cultivated. So
Man, yo, I thoroughly appreciate your good cop to my bad cop. Cause you said that just in the that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it in a raunchy type way.
rah,
You know,
nigga, you need
rah,
this shit
rah,
right,
like,
right.
yeah, nigga, like this it. That's hard headed. Like we hard headed. We don't listen to
Master
certain.
Chef's everybody's good cop to their bad cop.
Yeah, and that's great. Like, cause it's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. But sometimes, it comes out a certain type of way because you got to tell some truths. Like some people don't understand what these big words mean. You see what I'm saying? Like if I come and be like, yeah, you got to go into your Akashic records. Wait, what the fuck
right,
is that? Nigga,
right,
what the
right.
fuck? I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Meanwhile, when you're arguing against the Akashic records, you are talking to the Akashic records in that moment. You see what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
just you didn't know.
right.
You didn't know. So yeah, we're talking to the Akashic Records. That means you're talking to your motherfucking self. You see what I'm saying? You're talking to your
Right.
blood. You're programming yourself. You putting shit in your head. And then if you don't put shit in your head, somebody else can put some shit in your head. And then you be doing that shit. And then when you finally come to that level of consciousness, you like, wait a minute, why the fuck am I doing this shit? The fuck? Who the fuck are you? You Why are you in my life? Why are you in my head? What the fuck are you doing? And this is how you be talking to them motherfuckers. You be talking to them, you be cursing them bitches out. Cause they some motherfuckers. Like, who the fuck? What? You don't agree with me. Who the fuck said you need to agree with me? Who the fuck am I for you to have to agree with me? Why you think that you need to agree with me, or you need to come over here to me to tell me what I think? The fuck is wrong with you? I had a nigga one time, I was playing bowls, and by myself, I'm just sitting there just talking affirmations out loud. This nigga came up to me and said I couldn't do that.
A Karen.
The fuck?
And
And
you're
this was a nigga,
absolutely
right?
right.
And this was a nigga. This wasn't even a Karen. This wasn't even a Karen like we would think a Karen. This was a nigga. He was like, bro, you know, that's some interesting thoughts you got there. I don't know if that'll fly. Who the fuck asked you if that would fly? Ain't nobody asked you shit. The fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
get your life. Get your life,
Yeah.
nigga. You know?
It is. It's needed. There's a time and place for that too. You know, come on with it.
Yeah.
Straight no chaser.
Niggas didn't read that part in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Niggas didn't read that part in the Bible where the niggas did the same thing to Jesus. They came up to Jesus like, Jesus, you know you shouldn't be doing that on the Sabbath. You know you shouldn't be doing. Why are you doing that? You know what Jesus said to them niggas? He said, nigga, I am the Sabbath.
I am it, baby.
I'm it, motherfucker. You better get on board or not.
Right.
What the fuck you talking about? You want some
That was
bullshit. Listening to what that nigga told you. Fuck out of here. Fuck you talking about? Listen to yourself. That's your Akashic Records. That's your most powerful shit. That's in your blood. Listen to itself. It talks to you. Where do you think your thoughts come from? They just show up in your head. They just show up. You be sitting there and then all of a sudden, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go do that.
Right.
I'm
Them
going
motherfuckers
over
pop
here.
in, right?
Well, matter of fact, I'm
Pop in.
horny. I'm horny. I think I need some ass or something. What? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, that shit just popped up.
Mm-hmm. Put some honey and turmeric on it.
Right.
Alicia Keys said something I saw on TikTok where, you know how she said, I'm not going to wear makeup anymore. So she was on The Voice and somebody was walking by her dressing room and they saw her putting on some lipstick or something on her face. And the person said, oh, I thought you don't wear makeup. And this reminds me of the Sabbath story. She turned around, she said, I do what the fuck I want to do.
Right. Right.
I make believe this is my thing, you know. So
Look at you watching me walking past my dressing room to try to find out what I'm doing because you confused, because you lost. You don't know how to come up with shit yourself that's already in your head. The shit came up, it's in your head. It's already in there. You thought it. Now somebody else comes along and confirm that. Now you think it's a valid thought.
Well, even though stuff comes through your head, just like things come everywhere else, and then it depends on the circumstances, as well. Everything, even with your thoughts, still have to go on that balance frequency. And then, if you're in a relationship, and in a committed relationship, you have to also with those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Not only think of yourself, but also think of the mate that you're with. So I think even with your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, there has to be some kind of punctuality when it comes to a balance. You see what I'm saying? Because with your thoughts, not saying that people's thoughts are wrong, don't forget with certain thoughts and certain actions that you do, there's also consequences. So you have to be willing to also accept the consequences when you turn around and utilize those thoughts and you say, okay, what decisions I'm going to make with these thoughts that I have created for myself? Are they really thoughts that's conducive for you, or are they thoughts that's going to cause more harm than it is more positivity? So I think
They
even with
conducive.
thoughts, there's a balance.
The thoughts that I have are conducive for me. They're conducive for me. Now the question is, are they conducive for you? And if they're not conducive for you, then you don't need to be over here. You see what I'm saying? You got to match that up. You have your own thoughts. You have your own thoughts, the way that you deal, the way that you roll, the way that you do. And if you decide to link yourself up with someone who doesn't share them thoughts, that's what the Bible talks about, being unequally yoked. You a motherfucking Clydesdale horse, the biggest horse, trying to pull a wagon with a goose. That shit don't match. Y'all not going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? You gonna be doing all the work. Or they gonna be doing work, but they gonna be flying. And you gonna be running on the ground, like defying Earth. But he flying. He like, yo, nigga, I'm good. You the one want to pull this wagon and shit and do all of this stuff. So I really can't think about what your problem is because I don't have legs. You see what I'm saying? That pull like yours do. You were blessed with a certain set of legs. You're a horse, so you can pull that wagon or do whatever the fuck horses do. But I'm a goose. I fly. You see what I'm saying? I'm in the air. We got a whole different reality that we deal with. So if we want to try to make this work, then we got to kind of find a common ground somewhere. And I mean, we can do it, but it would take. We both breathe air. You see what I'm saying? I fly. I walk on air. You walk on dirt. So we got different. You know what I'm saying? It's different stuff. Now we can, like I said, find the common grounds, but you got to work at that.
The
That's not
goose
just
lays the
something.
golden eggs. You
Yeah,
got to find the golden egg that the goose lays and figure that.
and
How
figure
does
that
that?
out. But that takes
Mm-hmm.
work. But nobody wants to figure that out because you just want to do what you want to do. And that's like, look, you decided to partner up with someone else, which means that your life now has to expand. You got to open up your horizons a little bit. He don't think the way you think. She don't think the way he think. Y'all don't think alike at all. Y'all different people. But there's some sources, there's some common grounds. I'm like, all right, yeah, I believe in God. You believe in God? All right, man, I believe in God. You like pineapples on your pizza? Fuck no. I don't like that shit. What? Pineapples on pizza? No, you crazy. Whoa, wait a minute now, because I love pineapples on my pizza, and you interfering with what I like. Now, do you still eat the pizza because there's pineapples on it? Or do you just say, nah, I'm gonna go fuck with this cheese over here. I'm gonna go fuck with this. You see what I'm saying? But when you get in a relationship, it seems like we've switched it to where, nah, you gonna eat these pineapples, motherfucker. You gonna eat this shit.
Well, that's when you come into a compromise. Because guess what? The pizza is big enough where you can have your cheese pizza and I can have my pineapple pizza and it can be on the same pizza. You know what I'm saying? So we still eating out the same plate. It's just that, hey, you like what you like, I like what I like, but we still
Nah.
compromising and we're still spending our time
The,
together
pi-
doing what we do.
the pineapple juice can still flow over. I can still taste that shit. I don't have to eat the whole pineapple. It's the juices of the whole thing.
Now
You see
that
what I'm
sounds
saying?
like something. That sounds like when somebody says that. Oh, okay. You just now you're just looking for something to argue about,
I'm
or
not
you
looking
you
for
just
it.
want to
I'm not
control a
looking for it. I
situation.
found it. I'm not looking for it. I found it. I found that when somebody I found a piece of pineapple on my shit and it fucked up my pizza experience.
But that's
You
the
know what I'm
Oh,
same
saying?
thing
It
with
was half and
somebody.
half. But a piece of pineapple and that juice, I tasted that shit. I know what a pineapple tastes like. I know what a fucking pineapple tastes like, and I know when it's in my cheese and my spaghetti sauce. I know the difference between what a tomato tastes like, and I know what a pineapple tastes like. And I don't like when they together.
What about if you're allergic to pineapples? Then
well,
that's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
There's all kinds of different
And
scenarios that you could throw in there.
but but
I know one
some
thing is
people
that I
tell
don't like
tales on
pineapples
that.
in my shit.
Mhm.
You gotta stick to
Yeah,
your shit. You gotta stick to your shit. Cause we're gonna integrate and slow. Oh, you like it now? You like it now? Cause you know them juices in, you know how juicy pineapples are. You know, you put a pineapple on a pizza, you know that shit is gonna seep all through that into the bread and everything. So when you taste it, it's gonna have that pineapple taste that you don't like. Doesn't matter whether it's pineapples on the pizza, doesn't matter if it's pepperoni or whatever. You don't like it. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna stay in that, even though you don't like it, just because she wants you, because she like pineapples.
Well, just like the world evolves, and so does time. So everything is not always going to stay the same. So,
Nah.
like I said, at the end of the day, it's about the compromise. But there would be a problem, yeah, if you're allergic to it. But you know what I'm saying? Nothing beats a failure but a try. Have you even tried the pineapple
Yes,
before you
I did. That's how I,
automatically saying that
yes,
you're
I've
addicted?
tried the pineapples.
He already
No, I'm
tried it.
saying, well, what
I've
about people
tried the
who
pineapples.
haven't
I
tried
know
the
what the pineapples do. I have
pineapple?
I
made
love
pineapple pizza
pineapple.
before. I know I've made pineapple pizza before. I put pineapples on the pizza. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put the onions and green peppers and the mushrooms and all that, all the good shit on this side, and I'm gonna try to separate it because I would like to see what this experience is that people love so much. Everybody talking about this shit, and I'm sitting. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let me go see. Not knocking them. Look, give me a whole slice, and I will eat the whole thing. I'll eat the whole slice of pizza because it's not. I mean, what's wrong with it? Is there anything wrong with it? Has anybody found anything wrong with it? It's not that there's anything wrong with it. What's wrong with it is that I don't like it, and you are trying to make me like something, and that's where the problem is. I can compromise all day. I can comment like, hey, look, you like that? All right, I did. I ate it. I tasted it. I don't like it. That shit fucks with me somehow. I don't like the mix. I don't like how it sends my brain over here when I'm supposed to be over here eating tomatoes. And then I got this
Right.
pineapple shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird to me.
They're both acidic. I
And
love pineapple,
you're
but I've never
absolutely
had it
right.
on my
And you know,
pizza.
I'm not even, and not even about the pineapple. I'm gonna say, you know what?
You're
I'm gonna
right. It's
go
not about
into
the
like
pineapple.
real life, you
Right.
know, real life situation. Just like, okay, if that's not my name, don't call me another name. Don't call me outside my name because I don't like that name. If you're gonna call me a name, call me by my name, and then that's that. And that's just how I am, and that's just how I like it. And they ain't got nothing to do with no food or anything else. And it's about
Oh,
respect. And you're absolutely right. Nobody should force you to like anything. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's, and you know, food is one thing, but when you're dealing with like life issues, relationships, and you know, just things people just do on a job, or for instance, somebody take a broom and sweep your feet. I mean, come on, that is like outrageous. Why are you sweeping my feet with a broom? You see what I'm saying?
Because you
That's
a witch.
because what? What
you're a
you say?
witch.
So look, on the flip side of that, right? Now, let's say some, you know how people try to make people do shots and shit. Right? It's like, yo, take a shot of Hennessy. Hey, yo, we doing shots. We doing shots. Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a shot. And then everybody's saying like, no, I don't want that. Oh, you a bitch. Oh, you don't want to take a shot. Oh, and then you like, all right. And then you start liking it. Right? Now it becomes something good. You're like, okay, yo, I actually like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't like it, but I like how it makes me feel. I like you know what I'm saying? Thank you for putting me on. You see what I'm saying? There's a different approach with those type of results, like those outcomes. You see what I'm saying? It's like, look, yo, hey, yo, try this shit. If you want to do it, I'm telling you, you'll feel a certain type of way. It is what it is, as opposed to, nah, my nigga, you gonna do what I tell you to do. And then you like it. It's a different result.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just
You
to
see what
add
I'm
to that
saying? Because now I
example,
like it because I like it, and I hate you still, but I do like the shit, but I do fucking hate you. Let's not forget that part. I do hate you. But you did show me some shit that I like. So now I'm conflicted in myself because, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have
I,
a problem with you again. You put me on some real shit, but it's how you
hey,
doing it. It's like you fucking with my head, like you trying to play me. You see what I'm saying? And when niggas try to play me, then I act a certain type of way. And if you coming at me like a nigga, now you asking me to tap into my rational brain. You see what I'm saying? In the middle of, that's like talking to a lion and asking a lion to sit down and have a philosophical conversation with you while he's chasing the wildebeest. You see what I'm
And
saying? This
so,
nigga's on the hunt. He focused. Focused right there. I see that nigga. I see him in the crowd. I see that zebra. All right. You can't run fast to me. I'm gonna get you because that's food for me. If I don't catch you, I'm hungry. That's the animal mentality. You see what I'm saying? And it seems, and we have that, but we also have the ability to balance that shit out. What's up, bro? What's going on, man? How you doing? Sunday, huh?
uh,
Yo. I'll be asleep for that shit. Come on, man.
And
Yeah,
what does
man.
someone sweeping your feet with a broom have to do with being a witch?
he's just joking. Tony, there's say some truth in every joke. The witch, it's just a, witch
Yeah.
and broom correlation.
The
Uh-huh.
witches,
But
the
one
witches
thing that,
fly on brooms. They
right,
carry
so
brooms
they
with them.
say,
Sweep you off your
it's,
feet. It's all kinds of different metaphors and stuff like that. Like, yeah, these are jokes, but yes, these are very serious. You see what I'm saying? You're using a broom. What do you use a
yeah,
broom for? We gotta think about what we're talking about. You use a broom to clean up your shit. You use a broom to get. Sometimes to fly away. Sometimes to flat the wind. So you get that shit. Get them spirits out of there. You see what I'm saying? I saw somebody great clean up a house. It was beautiful the way she did it. Pulled the couches out, had a feather or a broom, a form of broom feather, just feathering stuff out, saging stuff, cleaning in the corners, getting in behind stuff, all where the dirt is. You see what I'm saying? Call the dirt out. That's like, yo, you clean your house, you vacuum the middle of the floor, but you don't clean the corners. Niggas that come in your house see the corners. You don't see the corners because you used to it, because that's your dirt. So you become comfortable with it. So when somebody come in with a broom and they start sweeping shit and they start stirring shit up or dusting shit up, niggas start coughing because you got a lot of shit in your house that you thought you cleaned up, but you didn't, that everybody can see. And I'm not talking, I'm talking about just in general. I'm talking about myself, honestly.
yeah. I do want to, comment on the analogy of the shots. That friendly peer pressure, and someone says, "Okay, I'll do it," and they end up liking it. There's another side to that, where the individual likes it so much that they don't want to stop, so they gotta have a shot.
Oh,
Yes, they got to stay shot up.
shot
They got so
up,
much shot,
nigga.
so much shot up that they're killing themselves because they're so shot up. They may lose their job, relationship get torn because of the alcoholism, because of the abuse of what was they have a good time. And just a story to go with that. Generally speaking, spent some time at Howard University on this journey of that fine arts field and music major, and there was a sister up there, she was exploring her freedom away from home, within, that doing her thing with having fun, Somebody say sexually promiscuous things like that, right? And so it was all well and fun in the games, and little small crew and circle, we all knew each other. And one of the sisters was very the opposite, from a different lifestyle, very closed off, more the, good girl religion type thing. But it was just a matter of time because of peer pressure. Girl, how much fun, everybody have ha ha he he, as they say, ha ha he he, ha ha he he. And then the sister, who was a little more on the straight and narrow, she finally broke down. She said, okay, we had some fun with you, girl. What happened, she got some shit. They say, that with her for life. She can't get rid of it.
Yeah,
She's stuck with it. All having some fun for the peer pressure. And the sister
that's
who the sister who invited her out, she's still good. And was still having fun, but didn't nothing happen to her. But other sisters, so, just wanted to share an example of, it could go the other way even with the friendly peer pressure. Then another thing, just to touch on, was the unequally yoked piece. As that topic came up, a couple of things came up with the unequally yoked. The major one would be those of us who are say we're looking to do greater things. You know, then there are other people who are looking to, as they say, kill, steal, and destroy. That's just the nature of it. Some call them Satan worshipers or devil worshipers, or there's so-called angels and so-called demons, right? The so-called light side and so-called dark side. In which, again, that reality we live, we heard about these things. There are people who actually seek the same way we're looking to spread love, they spread hate or whatever, because that's their thing. And so again, having enough discernment to not be equally yoked with those type of people, which is a little bit more easier, a little bit more easier, because that's such separation. However, because we do engage in the multi-dimensional earth, from time to time they may cross our path. So how do we deal with them? So that's with being unequally yoked, you know. And so one perspective, as we look at the other side of the unequal yoke, which is the same side, and using Christianity as an example, my person sees it now. I admit, takes a perspective of we're not looking to be followers of Jesus, as in the apostles. This is what came. This is a little story that came on the Bible and Yeshua and the disciples and himself. They created the church, to assist individuals at the time. Yeshua gone, he came back, all of this, okay. But they said, here's a church, to be more like him. And so what has happened over the time is, the church has some, for the most part, promoted going to Jesus, right, to get to God. So that's generally how the church, for the most part, generally speaking, the church has go to Jesus to get to God, Yeshua to get to God. And then, but if we look, we say, well, Yeshua just say that the niggas inside. Why come to me? Shit. On the way is as far as the discipline, it's the path. The path is through the inside, which takes a discipline, which is why he got 12 ordinary guys. And it was like, come on, nigga, come on, get your shit. He say, follow me. We'll make you fisherman of men, fisherman of men, come on. They were doing their thing in the streets and lawyers and shit like that in the world, and thugs. So they start becoming like him. And he was like, the kingdom of heaven inside, God's on the inside, connect with that motherfucker, you straight. That's the I be singular. Even reviewed the Lord's Prayer. Like that motherfucker shit cold-blooded. It's like, our Father which art in heaven. Coming to nigga on the inside. Hallowed be thy name.
My name. Hallowed be
Thy
my
kingdom
name.
come, right? Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Like we was talking about earlier, that shit on the inside, the Kosh records, God's on the inside. As it is on the inside, bring it to earth on the outside, which is why we create all our experiences, which sometimes they heaven, sometimes they hell. But besides, the point is, that's what Yeshua said. And so we're saying, well, shit. Then they say, you do that, nigga, you can do greater things, greater things. And so this unequally yoked is, there's those who are so-called religious, most people religious, even some conscious people, who look at, like on the conscious side, it may be like with the ancestors, not saying ain't nothing wrong with that, But the other side to that is, I admit, I am my ancestors. I was here before, I'm here right now, and the higher self is talking right now. And the one that was here before is doing some other shit, is talking to self now. So all these spaces, so again, that's that I admit perspective in another sense. We're like, well, shit, we and my person do burn the ancestor money, so it's not saying nothing wrong with it. It's a tool. We use a tool to burn the ancestor money, community with the ancestors. But at the same time, we know we're still talking to our higher, because I admit I'm everything. And so again, this unequally yoked from a certain perspective is those who are looking to go to God through Jesus, like worship, look at Jesus going to God, and that's going to the pastor, the pope, these men, these clergymen, they become sometimes, manifest with God. Or we can say, fuck that, let's go straight inside, let's go. And then when you go inside, and then the relationship is strong inside, then you become one. I, my Father, one. That's what he said. So again, you're just unequally yoked. And for those of us, this is what the discussion about. My person, I admit, says we hold this perspective. So we're yoked and saying that, well, it's cool to pray to Jesus, but it's also cool to says, what would Jesus do? And then just do the damn shit instead, because I am Jesus. So yeah, that action on that thing, that faith, that work that goes along with the faith. So, just wanted to kind of, share a little, I admit, perspective on the conversation that was happening. You dig a little expand, put some weight on it or something.
And then also, don't we have the ability to actually create our own heaven? Right?
We
As it is on earth, it is in heaven.
Thank you.
That's the Lord's prayer.
So my heaven is my heaven. It may not be your heaven, but it's my heaven.
Now,
And watch this though.
your heaven could be my hell.
Exactly.
You
Trash
see
and
what I'm
trash.
saying? If you
Right.
trying to
That's
put
right.
your
And your
so-called
heaven
heaven,
could be my hell. Exactly.
right? So if you're trying to put your heaven on me, you trying to make me be your heaven, when to me that's hell. So you think that you're putting heaven on me and you putting hell. And I'm trying to tell you, don't put your hell on me, because to me it's hell. To you it's heaven. To me it's hell. So it's like, look, we got to find that balance.
Balance.
Because we all in here and it's
Right.
controlled by your
Yep.
thoughts. How you think.
Right.
How you thinking about what's your perspective on the
Yep.
situation. That's what the Bible says. Come, let us reason together. Let's find out. Because we got different shit going on. I don't know your life. You see what I'm saying? I did not live your life. I have not walked a mile in your shoes. I don't know what y'all got
Uh-oh.
going on, blah, blah, blah. I can speak for myself, which is,
How
what I do. It's like, yo, shit. I'm like, yo, everybody's going through, I'm going through shit. You see what I'm saying? Then it's like, yo, but yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You see what I'm saying? That valley of the shadow of death would be that shit that you talking about.
the
It's all
funk out my
shadows.
face.
You see what I'm saying?
And
That's the shit you talking about. So
it's
it's
all a
all,
process,
yes, yes.
right? Because even Yeshua himself, they say he went to hell before going to heaven. Like, like the hell that's not in earth hell, but the other hell, before going to not earth heaven, but the other heaven. Because again, heaven and hell is right here on earth, as
Yeah.
it is in heaven on earth. And if it's not heaven on earth, then it has to be hell on earth. It has to be. So again, we create these experiences, and give us this day our daily bread. It talks
Mm-hmm.
about seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and you ain't got to worry about shit. Seek ye first, you ain't got to worry about shit. So give us our daily bread is you, because trust yourself. You're gonna give it to yourself. You're gonna draw yourself what you need. Give us our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Mm-hmm.
So to the degree that you're not forgiving other people, then you're not forgiving yourself as God, and that's the way it works. And if you're not forgiving yourself, that's just saying you really don't love yourself, because love is
Right.
about forgiving and overlooking. So if you're not forgiving yourself, you don't love yourself. So how can you forgive someone else? So from a certain perspective, to the challenge we have, if overlooking someone else's faults, we want to cast them up in the stone, but no, we got shit over here, but we're gonna do it anyway. Got shit, but go still cast him up in the stone. That's that shit of not being obedient to the Lord's prayer. So again, we're not able to access all of God's gifts. Give us our daily bread, trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation.
But
Why do some shit that's gonna kill a nigga? Why give
yeah.
a nigga instructions that's gonna kill a nigga?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we think about it. Well, we shouldn't do it because we know this, but we'll do it anyway. It's an overdose. It's an accident come where it's not a physical death, but we got to step back a bit because we was disobedient. I'll get in the Lord's Prayer is all right there as a mantra, as a haircut, if we look at it that way. Daily bread, give us our trespasses, give us trespasses against us, lead us not temptation.
And lead us
Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Nigga, we eternal being. We eternal being.
so
So again, and as we
for
kind
thine is the
of
kingdom.
just dive the Lord's Prayer, just share that Lord's Prayer again from an I admit perspective. We use it to empower us. This says, I admit. The Lord's Prayer is talking about me. That's it. I admit Yeshua, Yeshua, Yeshua. And what happens, this actually ties into the actual theme, which was the health benefits of working for God. Because in reality, what is working for God? If God is on the inside, God on the inside, working for God is being obedient to that from the inside that you consider God, your higher self. When the shit talks to you, you got the honey and the turmeric. That's not you be that's not, and what's the health benefits? You was healed. That's perfect example of the health benefits of working for God, and it should be full time as opposed to part time. Because part time working for God is sometimes yes, obedience, sometimes yes, ain't obedience. Well, us. But the full time working for God is You're always looking to be obedient to that. Being true to your own self. Being true to yourself is being obedient to God. And being obedient to God has health benefits. The first one we mentioned was health. And we talk about health on both dimensions. Because with the obedience, it has you have a connection, a relationship, so that you're guided on what to eat and how much to eat and when to stop
Mm.
motherfucking eating. Because the motherfucker talking to you. You say, well, we had enough of that. We're good. Because you know all those things about, for your physical health, you know. And so much so on the energetic piece, because of the relationship, you know, you are it, you are walking it. That's a vibration of integrity. Tony said something about he was watching the Clone Wars. He was like, hadn't seen the movie, but he was watching the movie, giving a commentary, play by play of the movie and shit from a spiritual perspective. Talk about dinner and a movie. If a nigga had something to eat, that'd have been like perfect. He watching the Clone Wars, Star Wars shit, and giving the spiritual analogies of shit's going on, right? And one of the things caught him on that shit, talking about the motherfucking tortial field, the motherfucking force field. And that's what brought this topic up in a sense, because working for God on a full-time basis, your motherfucking tortial shield is up, your force field is up. And Tony mentioned some shit where when they shoot shit, it don't come in. But the people inside the tortial field, they shoot shit out all day, but they can't shoot shit in. And so it was like, duh, when you connect it to your truth like that, your relationship, I and the Father one, you so connect, you so whole within yourself. You say there's no energy can penetrate that. And so then from this space, that's when you really have to speak with authority, because ain't nothing the people say can make you feel a certain way. Because in this space, the peace of God that passes all understanding is a health benefit. And they say stress can kill. If nigga stress can kill you, then what the motherfuckers is the motherfucking peace of God that passes all understanding. It can live you. It can live you. So you have a motherfucker this connection with this peace. Again, you know what to do. You're energetically fortified, you know, and the peace of God that passes all understanding at some point leads to eternal life. Eternal life. So talking about the health benefits on earth while we experiencing this shit, we physically healthy, we energetic emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because ain't shit coming in to distract us that we don't want, because ain't shit coming in that they can't get in here. So we're only sending out love and thoughts and just sharing who we are, shit like that, until we decide it's time to go, which we will know because of the relationship. And then we say, oh, we're going to another dimension and do some other shit, because there ain't no death as a health benefit of working with God. Because you're in a circle, say, it's time to go from this place. Let's go over here in Jupiter. Let's go to this dimension. You may start people talk about it. Here's some people talking about this other dimension. Like, man, it'll be cool to go to Pleiades and shit like that. And one night you just go down and as you rest, you have a dream about motherfucking Pleiades.
Yeah.
And you stay there.
Yep.
I mean, that becomes your new reality or wherever the fuck you tried to go. So,
I like this,
this was
Tony.
I
right.
appreciate it.
And this is the I admit perspective coming from the high priest, the spokesperson of I admit, saying this is how we, you know, say, okay, well shit, how to use this in a way what serves us, you know.
Yep. Because
Working for God, what does it look like? There's some benefits
exactly.
to it. Some benefits.
Yes, yes. Because to add on to your story, when they was on the ship, right? And the
Right.
sea was tossing and turning and acting all crazy and so forth. Jesus was asleep. He was asleep, chilling.
Yeah.
The disciples is running around going crazy. Oh, the ship is going. Oh, shit. Oh, Poseidon is coming to get us. Oh, shit.
Right.
Poseidon's like, oh, what the fuck? Yo, we can't get no fish out here. You said we was going to be fishers of men. We out, or women. Fishers. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff. And then it's like, yo. And then the way was like, yo, peace, be still.
And no.
Be still. And
Choices.
And
know
I am
that
God.
I am God. That's
You have to
also in
choose to
John.
remember that.
Be still and know that I am God. That's it. That's like, all right, bet. Well, then people, it's funny because if you say that to a Christian, they'll argue with you. Well, who said that? Niggas. your Bible. Your Bible said that. Now you want to get specific? King David said that. King, 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 king. Jesus's great granddaddy or something or other. As far as how the Bible is set up, you see what I'm saying? Because Jesus came after David, apparently, according to the story, according to the book, right? Just saying. We talking
Well,
what is that?
it
What
depends
does
on
the smart people call that? They call that chronological order.
yeah.
And
And just
so
Well,
cut.
yeah, and also depend. It also may depend upon which perspective or insight you're looking at, especially when you're talking about did Elijah. When did Elijah come on the scene? Was Elijah before David? Because some look at like Elijah is John the Baptist, is David, and maybe Elisha is John the Baptist or something like that.
right, because
You
there's
know,
two. There's
so
Elisha and then there's Elijah.
right.
See what I'm saying? Both badass motherfuckers. Both of them was bad. You know what I'm saying? Both of them was them niggas.
Shit,
Just
shit.
like Joshua or Yeshua, Moses.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All these Joseph, Jacob, Abraham, Isaac. They all, daddy, son, grandson. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. It's the same niggas. That's like me saying, oh, Master Chef, wait, what tribe are you from? Because wait, you from you wait, your granddad, we got the same granddaddy. You see what I'm saying? We got the same granddaddy.
Great,
But I'm
great.
sitting here arguing about what tribe you from and where you at just because you think different. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's father, son, and grandson. They came in a
Hmm.
line. That's not two different niggas. That's the same family. And they
The
spread out.
Trinity.
And they spread
Yeah.
out. He said, you will be the father of many nations. That shit is in the Bible. That's just the Bible. And now we got everybody talking about nations and shit. Nation up, tribe up, da 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 da. Nigga, just who the fuck are you?
Hmm. I
But I believe
admit.
the greatest gift of all, out of all gifts, is love. And with that love, you can conquer anything, even when it comes to your thoughts, even when it comes to being in a conducive relationship, when it comes to dealing with, family, whether it's your biological family or your extended family, dealing with just things in everyday life is having that love, because with that love you can look at things in another perspective. It doesn't have to be up here, down there, but it can be right there in the middle, on that median, on how to actually look at all circumstances.
And
Because
that's
that
powerful.
love is not only coming from the love, it's also that love that's generating from you, creating the love inside of you with the energies that's out there to be, and it comes back into that balance.
Exactly. And because that love came, that is how we all got here. Because love came. Your daddy loved your mommy. That's why you got here. My daddy loved my mommy. That's why we got here. Everybody, all of it,
And
on and on and on and on, mixing and matching and all kinds of stuff. It's like fusion. You see? That's love. That is love. You see? And there's aspects of that. You can go into love and talk about love. You're like, oh, what is love? What is that? What is that? Do I love myself? You see what I'm saying? How am I gonna love somebody else and I don't love myself? Do I even know what that is to love myself? What does it feel like for me to love myself? I mean, to the utmost. We talking peace that passes all understandings. You don't even know how you love. You don't even know. That passes your understanding. Your understanding is here. We have passed that.
I'll tell you, light years past it, as they say.
We don't understand
Yeah.
what we're dealing with. It's past
Uh-huh.
our understandings. Or is it? Can you understand?
Well,
Can we? Yes.
well,
We can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us.
And if Christ is God,
Understand.
and watch this. This is back to that crazy shit. If
Good.
we can do all things through Christ who strengthened us, and if Christ is God, and if God is on the inside, so we can do all things who we get strength from the inside to do. It's
Right.
just that simple.
Christ in you, the hope of glory.
Duh. And if that ain't enough, they say the Holy Spirit is in that motherfucker in you too. You got God, you have God, Yeshua, and the Holy Spirit all inside. The Trinity is inside of you,
That's the same
which is
nigga.
why which is why we haven't changed the pictures yet, but we enjoy the theme song, but it's actually a universal theme song because in there it says that I'm the God and Trinity that's talked about in Christianity. And so we just now made it plain how that's so. Well, Jesus, that's God. Okay, well, if that's God, then God said, I'm in you.
And
And
that's
then when I leave physically, the Holy Spirit will be inside you too. So the Trinity is in you, nigga. What you gonna do? You are
That's it.
it.
and that
John
goes to show
10:34.
you that there's more than a one Trinity, right? There's a Trinity in you, a Trinity in you, a Trinity in you, a Trinity in me, a Trinity in you. And then when we grow and we have our families, we have created another Trinity as well. A Trinity with that, a Trinity with my child. So it's like those Trinities are constantly growing over and over again,
Infinite.
multiplying, manifesting,
Infinite.
Yes.
reincarnating all over the place.
Multiplication.
Infinite. That's why you are
Infinite.
infinite.
Right.
Infinite.
Yeah.
So then that circles
Yeah.
back to the torsion field, to the torsion field, to the toroidal field. That is your heart. When your heart, feel your heart, it's beating. You hit it, it's beating. What that's doing, you feel the vibration as it's beating. That vibration doesn't stop at your body. It goes out to other people,
That's
to
right.
other things.
That's
That's
right.
why dogs walk up to you and they want to be petted by you. They put their
Yeah.
ass all up in your face and they,
Mm-hmm.
come
Kitty
here,
cat.
give me that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they feel your
Yeah,
energy.
they feel that energy. That's right.
That's your
That
energy that
energy.
happens with
That's
everything
right.
and everybody,
That's
especially when you're
right.
vibrating high.
That's right.
You know, there's people listen to people when they're yelling. I'm not even. I know my voice is raised up, but I know y'all know I'm not yelling. I'm just.
Passion.
Yeah, it's passion. It's like
That's
yo, I'm
passion,
not. You
baby.
know.
That's
Passion.
Yeah,
passion.
it's like yo,
The
where's the
passion of
source coming
Christ.
from? You see what I'm saying? It's speaking to things. It's causing things. It's causing reactions. It's causing vibrations, sounds, tones, light. We talk it out. When Jesus come, let us reason together. Come on, let us talk. Let's talk this shit out. What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think? Oh, you think? Whoo! I didn't think about it like that. Oh, damn! I got a whole nother perspective on this whole thing. Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
Come, what? You got some more? What's some more? I got some shit. Look, to add on to what you talking about, that shit adds up, and then this, and then you get that. What, nigga? I ain't think about that shit before. Get the fuck out of here. That's a productive argument or a debate.
Or
Iron
discussion,
sharpens iron. You see what I'm saying?
especially on a Soulful Sunday.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It comes from the soul. You know what I mean? That's a form of
Go to
life.
your soul, baby.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So,
Even yeah, but the
and
5% nation, some when I was going to Norfolk State, me and the brothers and sisters, we used to all, live together in one house, and we used to call it venting. Some people might seem like we're arguing, we're fussing and fighting with each other. Nah, I'm telling something that's going on with me, and it's like, okay, everybody has a different perspective, but what you don't see is that they're helping me to grow, to build, with just being
That's
able to
it.
be myself, explain to what's going on. I don't have to be anybody else but me around my brothers and sisters. That's it.
Cause you it.
And then
Cause
that
you it.
judging me.
yep.
Cause you
And we're
are
gonna
it.
tell
That's
you the
why.
fucked up truth. We're gonna tell you the fucked up truth,
Yeah,
and we're gonna love you just the same.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's fucked
That's
up. Can
it.
you
Cause
handle
you
it?
are it. I admit we
Yeah.
are it.
that's
Yeah.
You
right.
can't
Everybody,
handle the
Yeah.
truth. What?
yeah.
You
Anyway,
can't handle the truth. What? No. 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 Tell me. Tell me, go ahead. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
Right. So
Oh
yeah,
shit.
and
Let's do Babylon. Babylon. Tower of
right,
Babel.
right. And this is again, we're now getting into the essence of, the purpose of Soulful Sundays, because it's during that 11 o'clock hour here Eastern Standard Time. Usually, this is time of a lot of religious or spiritual services, especially church. A lot of us familiar going to church around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. That time. And so again, there's a portal that's open. And Precious Mother Love that was speaking early in the beginning. Oh, this is how we come full circle. Earlier on, was speaking about the either holidays or holy days or holidays, whichever your perspective is, and how they're portals, they're energy, and they cause they get you the distraction to do something else. And and most of us are familiar with the science of there are these called energy vampires. You know, my person like to look at it's a combination of say Blade, when 007 or something like that. We Daywalker. We if energy is there in abundance, what we would do is we'll take some of it and transmute it, so it becomes a benefit for more of the masses. So we're not taking it for selfish purposely. We shift what's already here, the same as a clear quartz crystal. You did, because we are crystals. As they say, it creates more negative ions in the atmosphere. It raises the vibration. It doesn't take away from what's already here, but it takes what's here and it alchemizes, it shifts, it raises the vibration. And
Positive
so that
transmutation.
right. And so if we're going to interact, as we interact in the public in this dimension, that is what I admit. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just saying this is ancient science. We are it. And so what does it look like in 2024? Shit. Well, with all the shit going on, for example, Soulful Sunday is one way that I admit let's use that energy in a way that benefits us. Let's come together and talk about some shit, and because religion is to link back. Let's have a discussion on how we are linking ourselves back to ourselves from the inside, and that manifests as connecting with all things on the outside. So all of our experiences are more harmonious, and more pleasant and less unpleasant because we're more pleasant on the inside. Right. And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
and so another day, this we get a little bit major now. We saying what's scrolling across the screen there says self-love day 2/12/24. And as was put out there, most of us is familiar with Valentine's Day. That's a worldwide celebration. And also, not sure of the number of Earth years, but Mama Ayo, Breath Seku, has
30.
she's 30 years. 30. Wow. So in 30 Earth years, there's been a Black Love celebration going on for Mama Ayo, which is February the 13th.
Yeah.
About 30 Earth years ago, my person decided that it was not going to die based upon the Christian Bible of Enoch and Elijah. It wasn't going to die. And so now this place, some 30 Earth years later, the same time that Black Love Day was created, my person is tapping to that Black love that it was riding the whole time. It wasn't the way it was riding. Because at one point, didn't have any Black love. It was an Oreo, a sellout, a house, ashamed of his people. Like, nigga, how could you be doing that shit? You gonna make us look bad. Let's go over here and dress up clean shaven and yes, sir. How do you do? You're fine, and you too. Carry, all that shit. Played that role, and of course, with that role comes a womanizer. Not all honoring the divine feminine. So played all that role, right? But yet was incarnated. So through the hell, like Yeshua, through the hell of actually having not only a European mind and acting it out. Loving that shit, loving cheating. As long as you don't get caught, she ain't gonna find out. That kind of shit. Even getting caught. That's what we do. Shit, justified. That's what we do. Niggas do that shit. That's what we do. Again, the European mind out there in hell, loving that shit. Right. So here we are, 30 Earth years later, saying, we understand, we understand God is inside. I am God. God is love. We was talking about. So God is love, and this is unconditional love. And unconditional love, you say, if you're unable to love yourself unconditionally, which is God's love, God on the inside, which is why it's good to write down the so-called good and the bad, the so-called positive and the negative of your day. Because if you have the strength, because it takes some strength to actually look at the shit that was like unpleasant and really look at it, and then allow those feelings that accompany that shit, allow those feelings to be there and just accept those feelings. That takes strength and courage. However, when we also look at the good stuff, we can embrace and feel more good about that because we're not letting those things that we're ashamed of, that we don't want to speak about, that's not blocking us from feeling the actual good stuff. So it is healthy for us to actually, if we're able to, have the strength to look at the so-called goods every day, the good things and so-called bad things, and just set and say and just own it. Because that creates that unconditional love with self, and because you accept all things, you forgive and you have compassion and patience with yourself, and it's easy to transfer to the outside. Because back to the self-love day, as we give thanks to Mama I.C.U, I admit philosophy said, Tahuti, that's our my person's main spirit guide, Tahuti. He say, nigga, y'all hot, there's some energy out, you're supportive. What you gonna do? He say self-love. So it makes sense that we do self-love on the 12th, the day before Black love. And self-love, this is like whatever right now, this is whatever it looks like to you. How would you, if you can imagine, what would you do to show yourself you love yourself? Well, what you got? You say, if you had to say cook a meal, I got this shit right here. What would I like about this meal? And so look at all the things that you enjoy about life, enjoy about yourself, what you like doing. Look at all those things. And just say to yourself, what kind of day would I create for myself to show myself I love myself? And so give all that attention to yourself, just honoring yourself, giving to yourself, which also ideally would include the good and the bad. You loving all of yourself, all of yourself. So taking the time to love all of yourself on the 12th, then on the 13th, when it's time to do Black love, you're simply sharing the love that you have for yourself with those in the so-called, in the indigenous community, so-called Black community, indigenous community.
Right.
And then if you so choose to do so on the 14th, if you choose to engage in the Roman antics of it all, Roman
Oh,
antics, romantic
Yeah.
Roman antics, of course, you can do that because it's free will, but again, that's a trinity also. As we go from self, the portal is wide open. Even right now, people are preparing and thinking and surprising. All is wide open. So we just start even just thinking
Right.
about how we live in ourselves. We're using that energy to go from self to our community to the world, because on the world, Valentine's is a worldly thing. So even if it's saying love to everybody that you see on Valentine's Day or whatever, you just say we know we're not in a romantic relationship, but we're in a human relationship, as in relationship of we are children of God, of source energy. So we
right.
say namaste, the God of me sees the God in you, so I will love you. There it is. So we engage in love for 3 days in this way in different dimensions. So
And then
Can
that's
I?
I
good
admit
how you
philosophy,
brought that
baby.
up. That's good how you brought that up, Master Chef, because this is the a month of Haru. We had the new moon that hit Friday, right? Today's Sunday. Monday
Okay.
is what moon Monday, but it's Moon Day. See, and everything's coming along together like that, and then for us showing this self love, because they were talking about doing the Kundalini, or actually with the new moon, actually grabbing hold of yourself, and that's actually what it's about. With Haru, it's actually about loving yourself, and you're making accents on that right now, isn't that
Right.
Haru? Yeah,
Yeah.
self
Can I
love.
Haru.
also can I also add that it's actually galactic. Cupid isn't from here. Cupid, the image of Cupid is like from another one of those other dimensions that we're crossing over and interacting with. So on a celestial galactic level, the love, it's actually the timing of it, like you're saying, on the astrological or cosmological, it all kind of lines up with where we've been moving from the winter solstice into where we did this 12 days of Christmas, the 12th day of Christmas being the Three Kings Day and Epiphany Day. Epiphany meaning a shift into the newness or a paradigm shift, and then moving into now we're going into the spring. We're planting, we got seeds going, but this whole season right now, we're lining up with the Kali Yuga moving it, the new ages. I mean, it's a whole bunch of other things happening at the same time that is coming in and saying self-love, self-love, love self. And love your neighbor as you love yourself. And then, now we got to look at beings from other places, even, and I said that in the way of Cupid, but I come in contact with other beings from other places, Mr. Charlie and stuff. I don't know if you guys have ever encountered, but we have to include our dogs and our animals. Those are like extended parts of our family, as well. Like people call themselves a pet parent.
Right, right.
So these are all, and sometimes those pets are there for as a support animal, to help encourage you to love yourself and to show you what that kind of what do you call that? Agape love is, even though there's a slant to it, but because they have some personal invested interest in getting you to pet them and all these other things, but they continue with the unconditional connection. And what's that syndrome they say when you love your torturer? I mean, they don't care how you treat them. They're still going to love you and still going to look at you like you are their world, So I know I took that
Sounds like domestic violence.
Yeah.
Domestic, just like domestic violence.
And then
It is out there. It is a thing.
2024, so we still, this is the year 2024, the 8th. You know what I'm saying? That's very positive. I think this whole year is really going to be a lot about, that love, that, that not only self-love, but also the love that we show to others as well.
One another. Mm-hmm.
So you guys triggered me a whole lot with everything that you've been saying. I just want you to know. I'm thoroughly triggered. Y'all talking about all this shit. Y'all saying moon, right? Y'all saying moon. We're saying stars. We're saying creation. We're saying this. We're saying love yourself. We're saying that. What does it mean to moon somebody?
To show them your rump.
You show them your ass. You know what I mean? Now, when you're getting your internal things, your internal stuff from, your ass is very much connected to your body. Very much so. Then the moon is connected to that. So when you're meditating, because when you meditate, you sit and you're grounding, you're sitting, you're squeezing, you're holding these things, and you're breathing, you're pulsing. You see what I'm saying? All of these different things that are looked at as felt a certain type of way because it feels a certain type of way. You see what I'm saying? So we got these energies and so forth. Yeah, and it gets uncomfortable if we're not comfortable. You're not comfortable. How you gonna love yourself and not be comfortable? You linked up. You locked up. I feel don't do that. Don't. Relax. Relate. Release.
Can I say?
These are the powers that reside in you. They're in you. It's just natural shit that happens. Now you can let it control you, or you can control it.
We were talking about that yesterday. Release, right? Release.
Dogs moon each other, or if you don't, I don't know if you consider that a moon, but that's how they get to know each other. They smell each other's.
Exactly. They smell each other's ass. They smell each other's ass. They
be
sniff
ass
each
out on
other's
each other.
ass. I called, it was so crazy. I had my son, I was like, look, I told my son, I said, look, but watch some nature shit, watch some things, about nature so you can educate yourself about nature and so forth. Mm-hmm. And he comes up to me, he said, Daddy, can I smell your butt?
What
I
you
said,
say?
all right, that's enough with the nature.
Yeah.
But no, because he watched on, he said, look, hey, Daddy, this is how the wild dogs in Africa show that they love each other and show that they're friends. They smell each other's butt. And I was like, wow. I'm like, man, wow. Okay. Son, we are people, so we don't need to necessarily go through that. If you fart, go ahead and fart. And then that's me smelling your butt. You see what I'm saying?
But it is healthy to smell your own. When you go to the bathroom, you should be smelling. You should be able to pay attention to the color, the texture, You know, use it for good, right? So if you do smell certain things, it's most likely going to smell very similar to what you ate. Like if you ate chicken that day, it's going to have a old chicken smell to it. You
If
eat a
your
lot of
chicken
fish.
that you cook smells like that, I ain't eating that shit.
Right. No. I mean, like when I say old chicken, I mean like if you've ever,
That's a joke. I was just messing with
yeah, that it
you.
just to me, it has a spent smell, you know, whatever you
Yeah.
ate, and then a smell of it being spent, you know, it's no longer nutritious, there's no longer any nutrition in it. But anyway, I thought when dogs do that, you know, to me, and you know, I speak dog, I speak squirrel, I speak cat, I speak baby. So to me, when when a dog smells each other's butt, it's like, how you living? Like we would say to each other, how you living? You know, it's like them getting to know each other in that space to say, oh yeah, she feeding you good out there, you
And
know,
it's
or
also territorial too.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Mhm.
forms of love. All forms of love.
Yes, yes. And
Go ahead.
just to add to Precious Mother Love perspective on the glass being half full. And remind that I admit philosophy is whatever concept there is, there's a way to see it energetically or metaphorically how it can benefit. Starting with the mooning. The mooning, you show your ass. They say, show your ass, pull your pants down, you moon. You moon. Showing your ass is the moon is associated with emotion. And so, in a sense, you're not afraid to show your emotions, to get naked, to show your ass. They just showed their ass out, didn't they? Because they will say, "Oh, they showed their ass," even without mooning. If somebody's so it's such an emotional, they get upset, they go turn some tables over. That nigga showed his ass out there, didn't he? Even in the good sense, if somebody's dancing, right? They start dancing, they something like that. Get lit and start dancing. They showed their ass. So showing their ass is about from a physical, showing your ass to the crack of your ass, which is, that side, that nasty, ooh, who wants that shitty plate? Ooh, but you're showing that shit. You're showing your raw emotions, the essence of who you are, emotion. Ta-da, nigga, I'm it. This is what it is. This is what you get, showing your ass. Which also, when it comes to even the sniffing of the ass, again, being intimate. And so to sniff somebody's ass is to be like, nigga, I smell your shit. As in fact, I see all of you. I see you, Indigenous Cultural University. I see the God in you. I see you. I see you. We have an indigenous perspective on understanding the universe, which is the multiverse, and our role in it as it. And so once we see ourselves, then we can say, I see you because I see myself in you. And what we're doing is that's why these discussions can be transparent and freeing as we show our ass. Like, had this shit happen, this shit, it wasn't pleasant. Let's talk about this shit and was her had this pain and moving towards this, and we're just sharing this, showing our ass. And we hear it's okay. Have some shit similar like that they have over here. We share some shit that happen like that. So we smell each other's ass, we smell our shit, which is that emotion, which is that energy that most people want to cover up and call something foul. Don't show your emotions. If don't fart in public. Ooh, keep that in. Don't show that. Don't show this aspect of yourself. Don't let people know that you fart.
Don't show
And you
that.
hold shit in. You hold shit in.
Not the
Don't let
ass
people know that you
effect.
express yourself like this. And so the same thing with the mouth. Both things you let shit out. And so like hold shit in. Don't let them see your fud. Don't let them hear as you let this out your mouth your shit that you fucked up this time. I fucked up. I thought this way. I thought it'd be good. It didn't do it. Or I was hoping. Shit, I know robbing the fucking bank is wrong. Need this money, so I went out here to did it. I fucked up. Thought wrong. That's only your shit. And you tell your shit, and those who
And
accept
that's
that
also
is
true.
smelling your ass. Those who don't are saying, nigga, your shit stink and my shit don't stink. They're cashing the first stone in a sense when they shit could be cat, they live in a glass house. So that's a concept on this ass and moon that just came from the I am perspective. I admit
Yes.
you see.
And that's also working with truth. And you know what? Even through this, we ain't even, I'm
Good
just
cop,
going
bad
on
cop.
with global, no, what we say, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, right? Okay,
Right,
we done covered all 5 pillars right here dealing with Noble Drew Ali, haven't we?
right.
Yes, we have.
We are Noble Drew Ali.
That's right.
I admit, is I'm everything. Everything that you, the deities, the ancestors, those who are around, the day that we look up to, we are it. Even the shit that we don't like, we it too. That's the whole point. If we see something that's not pleasant and or have an experience that's unpleasant, we are that. So then the responsible thing to do, how to shift on the inside so that we shift that we feel a certain way about. That's another an alchemy right there. Yeah. It starts with shit, because shit is fertilizer also.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, like I
Because
said
the
before.
more we share our shit, the more iron sharpens iron because we're getting stronger because we're fertilizing each other by sharing this shit that's like this fucking journey about. This is what we're experiencing shit. We're just sharing our shit and becoming
Yeah.
stronger from sharing our shit because it's fertilizer.
Well,
And it's
one
like cleansing. Mhm.
one big party. That's right. It is a detox. But when you work up a sweat and you be in the funk and you be in the party funking it up, we all in one accord, moving to the beat, to the music and everything. Yeah, we letting it out, but we getting it in too.
Right,
So
right, right. Showing your ass.
doing the bump.
Letting it all hang out, baby. Letting it all hang. They showed it. They let it all hang out tonight. They really showed their ass. Let it all hang out. It's right there in the language, man. It's right there in the language.
you know what's funny, right? And this is
Yeah.
funny. I had this lady. She came to me and told me this joke. She was like, the funniest joke that God ever played on a nigga was putting his G spot in his ass. And it was hilarious because I was like, I had to think about that shit. Because it says the verse, he hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. Right? Now the cleft is cleavage, right? Which is it's the middle of a joint. So you got cleavage up here. Your ass, as much as niggas don't want, your ass is cleavage too. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And so is your brain. Because you
Ah,
got two hemispheres of your brain. So you got a crack in the center,
ah.
and then in the center of your brain. Now, all of these coordinate 1, 2, 3. They're all in a line or alignment. And mint is your mind. That's the thing. That's the Spanish word for mind. That's mint. Minty. So that's your minty. That's your brain. That's your mind. So the center of that, the core, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So it's like when they all coordinate, come in alignment, have its soul in the crest. Now, that's not to go fucking it, but know where it is. You see what I'm saying? Know where it is. Know why that's a target. You ever see?
Octopuses.
Try playing with somebody, you shit, nigga get real strong. You start playing somebody, whoa. Some different type of strength comes out. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, hey, you be
Yeah, but
picking up, you
even though
turn into
that's you.
motherfucking Samson all of a sudden. You like, oh, no more.
So even though, yeah, there you go with that yin and yang again, because on the other side, they use it as a target, to mess with, a straight man or how they do when it comes to molestation or whatever. But guess what? There's also something you're supposed to utilize that with. That muscle that goes down there, that cleavage, it's good for doing the Kundalini meditation. And also it's a power when you pull it like that, it strengthens the muscles down there for the man. You see what I'm saying? On your penis and everything, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's that yin and yang. There's a reason why that's there, that you are supposed to strengthen that. But yeah, they use it as a target, but they do that all the time when it comes to anything that is sacred to us and that it's spiritual to us. They turn around and they target it. That's like they target what? Your pineal gland or whatever, your third eye. They constantly sit back and target on here. And then, like you said, the other cleavage on here. They sit there and they target, where is that at? Where your heart is, right? You see what I'm saying? So each one of those aspects, yes, the white supremacists.
Aspect.
I said aspects. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Aspects.
that's right.
Each one of those, the honorary supremacists,
Yeah,
the white
all that
supremacists
shit.
targeting.
That's right. And they all connected. All of them are connected.
So they try to
They all
bastardize them.
connected.
They try to bastardize them so that they become so commonplace and so opposite of what we actually should be using it for. It's like they distract us from what the real energy, the real sacred signs and symbols are of that energy. Like the end of the coccyx bone is one of the, she talked about molestation, in the church. The thing that they're trying to do, what their approach is that they think that they can activate the kundalini by kickstarting it through the coccyx bone. So instead of starting in the right order of things, they actually, to me, that reminds me of somebody who doesn't know how to do magic but just has read the book. So they're finding ways to shortcut the magic by trying to go through the action and the motions, but not knowing the real formula, the real alchematizing, energy that would be needed to be in there while it's actually being manifested. In order for you to get to that actual place of the real magic of it, you got to be on some different shit, some whole not that.
That goes
Not
back
that.
to the Moses story when Moses threw his serpent down, and the other niggas threw they rods down, and then they all turned into serpents, and Moses' rod serpents swallowed up the other ones, swallowed up, got
Have you ever been swallowed?
swallowed up. You know what I'm saying?
TD Jakes. TD Jakes, if y'all missed it.
Nah, fuck T.D. Jakes. That's the Bible. That's the actual
That's
story.
right.
Fuck T.D. Jakes. That's the fucking
Ain't
story.
nobody thinking about no
But
D.
Fuck T.D. Jakes. Even though it was funny, I was thinking about T.D. Jakes. It is funny.
yeah.
But
Because it's right there.
it's right
More
there.
perversion of it. More perversion of that energy. More perversion of it. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, so she's describing, it's like, what the real versus the artificial, the intelligence
Right.
versus the
Right.
AI. You see what I'm saying? Real shit versus fake shit.
Ooh.
Real niggas
Ooh.
versus them bitch niggas. You see what I'm
But
saying?
I
That's
still
right.
think that it's all on the AI tip though. I ain't gonna say artificial. I'll just say the original energy, the our original intelligence. So I think we're linked to it just the same way we can get the same information that if we were to tap into our own World Wide Web. When we tap into our own World Wide Web, which I've done things like oh, I can't cornrow. Let me tap into my ancestors, and then all of a sudden I'm able to cornrow like a munch. But what I'm saying is, it's as though you actually, you are it. Huh? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let me just back
Right?
up and say it that way.
No, I see
Right.
where you were trying to go though. You are it, right? The artificial is based on you. So you back to you again. So the shit
Which
that
is
we
the
looking at out there is like what's the smart word, like a replication or a duplication or a copy or a artificial version,
Cloning.
a clone of you.
Yep.
But
so what my person is saying and is throwing it out there like Yeshua, Yeshua, Yeshua is AI versus AI.
Yep.
Artificial intelligence versus all intelligence.
That's
All
right.
intelligence is the all. The
Right.
artificial is
Okay.
what that's the middleman. Jesus is AI, is the artificial intelligence. I admit is the all intelligence
All,
because I
all.
admit says I am Jesus.
and
Right.
it's all inclusive.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's like when you go on that
Yeah.
cruise and you pay the one fee and you can drink all the fuck you want and you can eat all you want and you can ride to all the islands and go over here and go there. It's all inclusive. It's just in there. That's part of the package. That's
That's
standard.
if you stay with the crew, though. That's only if you stay on the path that they provide for you. If you get off the path, then you got to be able to tune into your own drum in order to make your own beat, motivate
What's
your,
beautiful about this
your
cruise
step.
ship? What's beautiful about this cruise ship is that you the one that runs when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You the
Ah.
crew. You the crew
Okay, so let me
and the
add some
passengers
supplements
and
on,
the customers
some
and the
writers.
and the islands and the place you go to, so you can go there when you want to and chill there and get your fill and do what you like and be there for as long as you want. Nobody told you that you had to leave. You can stay there for as long as you want to. I got left on the island one time fucking around with fast. You see what I'm saying? I got left. I had to pay a nice little penny to get them to take me on a boat to go catch the cruise.
Right.
Wow.
That's
Was that a lesson? What
yeah.
did you learn from that young man, young grasshopper?
I learned I need to go direct and stop going under whatever motherfuckers say. Stop riding on your
That,
boat. And I need to take my own boat so I can stay as long as I want.
That's right. Take your own boat.
that comes back to the health benefits. That either the health benefits or just the benefits all together. The fringe benefits of working for God full time. Working for God full time, you own the ship, all inclusive. Everything is paid for. When you're part time, you say, hey, okay, I'm over here doing. I got to fend for myself, do it myself. I got to do what I got to do by myself because I ain't fucking with you now. I'm over here working for the devil. So this shit is good over here. It's good. It's sweet. It's good. We go and say, put my religion on the shelf and go over here and fuck around for a minute. Be back to your God in a minute, but we're gonna go over here and do this now. So because you're part time. So that's when you're on your own, gotta do that shit, and you come back. You back working for your God. Okay, you back on the ship now,
Right.
in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks say.
Yep.
But I talked about how these notes that I have each time I've done these sessions, and I get a download and I make these notes. I thought, like you said, there was some part-time stuff going on, but when I actually looked at the details of it, I mean, it's always there. It's just a matter of, am I noticing that I'm following the instructions and following through? It's like, God knows my modus of operandi. So he does things, or the source energy works with me in ways that works for me. So if I compare it to anybody else's method of operandi, then I am not, it's out of sync with what works for me. So when for whatever reason, I was speaking to Master Shep, and I kept saying we, and I really didn't mean me. I was speaking on the grand scale of everybody else but me. But I'm including myself as soon as I say we. So he was like, get outside of that, inclusive mindset. If that's not your intention, if that's not your mindset, then move into the place of, yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are. The things that you are, not the things that you aren't. And so I kind of had to come to that realization that, even though it seems like on the outside to other people, there might be some part-time stuff going on. But when I actually sit down and look at it, it's a lot. It's so much under the surface that's bubbling and brewing, and so many little volcanic eruptions here and there that I'm over there dealing with each one of these energetically, these energetic eruptions. So it's, even though you only see me when I'm in front of the camera, but what's going on behind the camera, behind the scenes, in the wee small hours, in the nooks and crannies, it's still the essence of what my original plan was, or the reason why I'm here, the mission, the quest. It's all still there. It's just that there's still some seeds that are still not yet showing. Some of them are, some of them aren't, some of them are in incubation, some of them are in rehabilitation,
It takes time.
but all these parts and pieces are still full of potential, still have their position and are still playing their part on the team, in the process, in the picture of the big oneness that I am, here to be a part of. So I had to say that out loud, and thank you for letting me share that. But wow. So I convicted myself, and then I had to come back to the realization that don't convict yourself, congratulate yourself, include yourself.
That's excellent, sister. I mean, that you for you to even say that. And that goes back to exactly what a lot of people say. Well, you got to do your dark shadow work. I think we do our dark shadow work every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We check in with ourselves, check out with ourselves, bring in, bring out. I mean, you just went through it right there.
Yeah, but are we learning, and we're evolving and changing, not just going through it and then doing the same shit and then be like, oh, I'm going through my shadow work. And that's all good. Yeah, nigga, you went through that shadow work a year ago. I
Right.
was there when you did that shit a year ago, and you doing the same shit. So what the fuck? You still in the shadow. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bet. So it's like, all right, we come back around, be like, all right, do it again. Be like, go do another cycle of this. Where you got
Yeah.
left back. You got left back in your shadow work. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You was in fourth grade, you supposed to go to fifth grade, but you ain't do your shadow work because you ain't get it, apparently. So now you gotta go, you gotta stay back
To
in
go
fourth
homework.
grade.
Mhm.
Right.
Everybody else done moved on. Now we cracking jokes and you and laughing. Ah, you still doing that shit. Ah, you got the easy homework. Ah, yeah, little shit. Yeah, but hey,
Extracurricular work.
sometimes that's good. Cause now you realize that you're capable of being smart. Cause now you smarter than the third graders that came in.
Remember that show? Are you smarter than
Start
a
to
third
click a
grader?
little bit.
Yeah, that was a show.
Yeah, man.
That was crazy. The adults trying to think like a third grader.
Oh my
And,
good.
and
Did
the
you
third graders
oh
thinking like past the adults. But I was
baby?
watching something this morning where they were talking about the essence of our language and that frequency. So the universe speaks frequency, but some of the words like ka, ba, ta, the ones that represent each of the chakras, those are like some of the original vibrations, some of the original frequencies. And it seems
Heck
like,
how.
the language that, right. It seems like that the language of the babies, goo, 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 gaga, if we could, apparently that is a real language. That is a part of some of the original language that they actually come back with on the original level that we actually teach them away from. That if we were to actually try to learn that language versus try to teach them our language, which is bastardized with all these other energies and frequencies, Slavic, Latin, wherever Hebrew, wherever they come from, derived
You
from
do
all
you
these
do
different.
know that language. You do know that language. It's
I
called
do.
being a mother.
I know the
Ah.
language, but what I'm saying is that, because there are these books on how you raise your child and what you do and this, that, and the other. Like those books are not written from the perspective of you actually having the matching of the frequency and understanding it. It shows you how to rear them, how to take away those things,
After
strip,
effect.
strip
Mhm.
them of those things, and then
Yes.
actually repave or reprogram or reinitiate some other programs that, so we get away from the original language, the original frequency, the frequency that the universe speaks, the simple just tones, which is why I'm able to speak to the all the animals that I just named earlier, the squirrel and and all the other things, horses even. But the reason why is because I've learned how to speak frequency. So, and it has a lot to do with your emotion. So if
Right.
what triggers
Yeah.
your energy in motion is where you go to that place to release whatever the emotion is that you're trying to initiate to that other being. So you have to go back to a basic state of non-verbal. It's like that grunt level stuff, like the Conan,
Uh-huh.
not Conan, but the caveman.
Mm,
Uh, uh-huh.
My grandma, she would have a whole conversation and all she would say,
mm,
mm, mm,
mhm,
mm, mm,
mm,
mm, mm, mm, mm, mm. Right? They
Listen,
would have said a
Betty.
whole lot with no words, you
mm,
know. And
mhm.
so that's where we go back to as far as that's what if you did that with the baby all day long, you would have no communication issues
Yes.
with the
But see,
with
it's
the
not
dog,
only
with the cat,
that
with
with
the horse.
Gaga, that what you say with the sound or how the language, it goes all the way through. That's why we need our own schools, our own communities, and everything else. Because as the child is growing and as when they're around other children that are not part of the community, they're constantly stripping them day in, day out, especially when they hit that school system. And when they hit that public school system, they really stripping them right there because they're losing their innocence, they're losing their imagination, they're losing themselves. All of a
Being
sudden, I'm
pigeonholed.
scared. Oh, I can't do
Right.
this. Oh,
They
daddy,
they
this ghost in my closet. You know what I'm saying? It was a time where you have a child and, you know, they're a baby. You think they don't see spirits? You think they don't see stuff in front of them or have certain energies or they're able to use that imagination or they're able to do certain things without anyone bothering them or being told?
Why did baby wake up screaming in the middle of the night?
Okay, so
I didn't
yeah,
hear
that.
both of y'all.
Why do babies wake up screaming in the middle of the night?
Okay, well, what did she say? What did you say at the end of that, darling?
No, that's what I was.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead. What were you
No,
saying?
no, go ahead. I was going on to what you were saying.
No, I said that as time goes on, that's like I said, we need our own communities. We need all kind of stuff like that. As far as I'm saying, children do see spirits. They do see things like that.
Right.
Maybe the baby screaming in the middle of the night is because the energy that's circling around the house that has nothing to do with what's going on with the baby. Maybe it has something to do with the people the baby is around. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't sit over there and say it. Now you don't have a full-grown baby that's inside of the wombs and in water. You know what I'm saying? Doing their own thing, kicking, reacting to different kind of sounds and all kind of stuff. And then as soon as they come out of the womb, they're screaming and carrying on. No, it's the environment they in. Look what they do to the children when they give birth. They putting all these bright lights all in their face, ain't giving them a chance to even, they want to rip the baby away from their mother's arms. The father can't hold the baby. Look what they doing already. And then they sitting there poking them with all these immunizations. Maybe that's why the baby's screaming.
Yeah, well, I've had a dream that I was a baby, and in that dream, when I woke up, I actually had the adult consciousness, and so when I felt and realized that I was actually now in a baby's body, I was trying to move my hands, move my feet, and then I was trying to, so I could only cry because at that point I didn't know, I didn't have motor control over anything, and I felt myself being so frustrated with not being able to communicate. Not being able to talk per se, not being able to have control over anything. It really just made sense at that point too as to why they would cry or why they would be happy.
That makes sense.
Well, when you deal with the Ifa brothers and sisters in Yoruba, they say that that happens too. You get picked, and you come through the womb, and you come in as a baby. Hey, there's so many.
Tony talked about that. Yeah, Tony talked about that. They have these processes where they decide beforehand. The whole community comes together. The couple comes together. The whole tribe comes together. They come together on some sort of a frequency, audible as well as spiritual. That's what you said, Tony.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody comes together. It's like it's community.
Here we go. 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 Such as I Admit and Temple Mother Earth is what they call me. From one perspective, it is a perfect marriage. Temple Mother Earth has a physical space. I Admit has a metaphysical space. Saying the same thing, that we are it, holding space for we are it, we are it, we are it. And so therefore, the more that we come together in dialogue, it's just a matter of time before, as the adults become more integrated and living the I Admit, then it's just a matter of time. What can we do as far as our own, say, school for the youth, things for the youth, as we have, like, say, again, I.C.U. The I.C.U. is mainly for the adults, the adult school, get us right. And then as we get more right and confident with I Admit, it's easy to share our experiences of being it, so that we're reminded of the youth that you are it too. Because in the Western education system and, generally speaking, this world, spirituality, education, all that, they're not promoting that you are it, so they're not promoting you're it. They're saying you're something else other than it, and you got to find it outside of you. And so this is where this comes back down to, I admit just holding space for that. Because again, my person saying at some point we're going to Jamaica and we're gonna be out of here, body gone. However, this philosophy should it's here. And so that's why Temple Mother Earth as a physical space is a good space that says, okay, let's bring I admit here. That's the high priest. This is my person's offering to the temple. I admit, because we out of here. And so we're gonna spend a few earth years here, just establishing a certain foundation, somewhat breaking down creating the matrix, because like I say, Soulful Sundays is more of the religion piece, whereas the art of sovereign living, that's more of the mystic comedic piece, which would be twice a month as opposed to every 4 days, and then the new moon, which Olaru, my person, will be start doing some things on, that'll be once a month. So the I.C.U, in a sense, we're bringing education on Sundays, 4 Sundays, generally speaking, every Sunday. Um, we're doing the every other Friday, second and fourth Fridays. That's twice a month, and then the once a month with the new moon, and then from there just bridging out to other things. And so what we're saying is that from the standpoint again, tying everything back in by the inner child, which is what a lot of us saying we do the inner child work. At some point we're saying, my person saying now we did enough work on the inner child. He's ready to be integrated. They say write the letter to the inner child and to help heal and do this modality. Shit, we say we wrote the motherfucking letter, he read the letter, we talking, and now we like Yeshua and God with the inner child and the old man, as Precious Mother Love says, now her person says she dreamed about it in a dream. My person is saying by this being the waking dream and being in waking trance, it has that same philosophy in this incarnation that the inner child that grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Pierre Andre Hall, is being integrated fully with Master Ashep. So when you see us, you see him. You see us, yeah, he got that child like, which is what getting naked is all about, smelling shit, because we don't care. We don't judge you. As child, we don't judge you. That's what being naked and all this we just talked about earlier is that inner child. And so the more that it does this, it's like what Yeshua say, being like a child into the kingdom of heaven, which is on the inside. It implies that the deeper you can only go as deep as your judgments would allow you to go. Those judgment with emotions attached to it, like why you, how could you shouldn't have, I'm hurt, I'm the victim, or whatever the case may be. Those things, those distractions, that separation, from being it is what keep you from going deep, deep, deep inside. So the inner child has no judgment. What comes back down to that love we talk about, unconditional love. To love unconditional is to have no judgment because it don't fucking matter. Fuck you did that shit, I nigga love you, hey, we ain't got to fuck with you, but we love you. What's the best for you, whatever it looks like. But love not enemy. All the thing about love, love. If I admit, if I don't do anything except love, anything other than love, then I ain't it. Because we say God is love. If I'm a child of God, I admit I am love. So again, so now the idea of what does that love look like? And an example is just accepting, compassion, non-judgmental shit like that. It's just, one of those things of just being in that place, back to the inner child. And also with the inner child came, what came recently also was like, the inner child, they say they have these imaginary friends. And then Spirit was like, nigga, where your imaginary friends? The
Right.
inner child was like, you it?
You it,
You it?
nigga?
You
Yeah.
it? And they
He's
was like,
imaginary friend.
they like, yeah, nigga, you did it in the child. We your imaginary friend.
Come
You
with
call
all
us the
kind of names.
deities. You call
Yeah.
us the deities, Hedaru, Oshun, Haru,
Yo, this, oh
Right,
my
Tahuti.
son.
right,
Blah, 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 blah.
right.
Right. Nigga,
Oh,
these
son.
your
Yeah.
imaginary friends that you talk to them and they talk to you. Because these are the different aspects of God. So
Right.
you imagine God with the Venus energy, you imagine God as the warrior, you imagine God as all this stuff, and they talk to you in that form, in that vibration, in that zodiac, whatever you call it. That's your inner child talking to you with his imaginary friends, which is the imagination, which is the imaginary, which is just an aspect of source. Because they relate nothing is all things, but we're going to put this all things to be like Hedaru. We're going to put the all things to be, we imagine you as Haru. We imagine you as Tahuti. And then we talk to you, engage you as our imaginary friend as an aspect of God. So there you have it, the inner child, baby, showing up right here with his imaginary friends. That some of y'all know. Y'all know some of these goddamn imaginary friends.
Yeah, I got all kinds of, and they be talking to me all the time. Scooby Doo and all these niggas be showing up, and we be having a great time. Sometimes when I smoke the blunt, several other niggas will show up. I don't even know who they are, but I'll be like, yo, nigga, you seem cool as shit. You in my head, you must be cool, because I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
Oh
good over
man,
here. So
that's
it's
it.
some issues something. Everybody got some issues. There's niggas that got issues too. They come in and we talk to them and we figure out what's going on and we sit back and be like, yo, nigga, I don't even want to know your name because you just full of shit. Like you got all kinds of shit, but you fun. I like you. It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's like that dude that you playing basketball with who knows the plays, but he got some fuck shit with him, but he knows how to play basketball. So you fuck with him because he play ball. But it's like you don't really fuck with him. You see him in the grocery, like, hey, what's up now? I know, all right, no, stay over there, nigga. I don't want to know you. You know what I'm saying? But when I see you on the court next time, hey, yo, I'ma definitely pick you up, and that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
all kinds of different
Yeah.
charms and energies and shit that roll with, the whole thing, and it's funny, yo. That's just Heru is the
Yeah.
highest human potential. That's the highest human potential. That's your best self.
Yes,
Heru.
sir.
Heru, the highest human potential, your highest, your grandest, your most wonderful thoughts. That's the Kundalini energy. When you're coming down, it's rolling at the base of your spine and it circles up the joint, and then you get your wings and shit. You start flying and shit in your head. All these different stars and shit stop popping up. You've had an orgasm before. It's all the same. It's like, oh shit. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's a spiritual thing. It's not just physical, it can happen with your heart. When you meet somebody,
Yes,
you having
sir.
a coming together.
Yes,
Coming
sir.
together. You having a coming
Pun
together
intended.
when everybody's all in the thoughts and in the moment and so forth, and everybody's feeling the same thing. You can have a mindgasm. You thought the lights go off. Oh my goodness. Bing, light bulb. Oh, snap. I get it now. Oh, snap. Like, yo, thank you so much for that. Oh, man, I appreciate it. Then you start looking at this nigga, you want to talk to him again. You start running around after this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Hey, I
Yeah.
want to talk to this nigga again. It don't have nothing to do, and y'all ain't even touch. Y'all just had a
Right.
conversation at the gas station. And now every
Ooh.
time you're at that gas station, you like, hey, yo, I wonder if that motherfucker's here. Oh, man, that nigga, yeah, nah, he ain't here this time. All right, it's all good. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It's all just the energy and the love and the flow of a situation. When you feel good, you want to be in that. You want to be in the feel
Yeah.
good business. You want to be around feel good.
That's
Because
I'd
right.
it's
like to
good.
add something to
Yes.
that. Another level further. I, in my life, have had times when certain people, certain types of people I was attracted to. And so their name, so I would meet people, like a lot of people with that name, like my daughter's father. There were like several people in my life around that same time
Yeah.
that had his name. The same thing with when I was in high school. I dated three guys named Jeffrey Sims back to back. Like, what the heck?
That's the same last name.
And the same last name. Yes. And so
Be
then
powerful like
recently,
that.
Shit is potent.
Power. Potent. That should up magic potent, baby.
well,
Consistent.
Jeffrey Sims.
yes. And so now I have this thing where there's a certain level of comfort I have with this one guy. His name begins with a B, right?
Mm.
And he's been in my life for years. And so now a new person that I met, his name is the same name, and he's got all the things that the other one doesn't have. And I've always all my life said it takes three men to satisfy me. It's one, because I've never found one that was intelligent, as well as into my healthy stuff and into my business stuff.
Hmm.
So all of them are not necessarily intimate with me. They may be intimate with my mind, but anyway. So this most recent one has the same name, and he's got all these wonderful things that I would rather have in one particular place. But there's like one major catch. Like it'll be no. It's like the deal breaker is there. So I know that, like, for instance, as a matter of fact, to me, in my mind, to me, he looks like a Shep. And it's like a Shep and I've been friends for 30 years. We go way back.
Plus.
Then, like, just
30
a
years.
disclaimer so we can talk shit. I can talk all the shit
Plus.
I want to about this nigga.
That there it is. It's part of the job, That's it.
So, but
Longevity
that's
has
what
its
I'm saying.
benefits.
It connects. It's all connecting. It's just crazy how I am, I need something, I get it. But in the form that I get it, it's like it's specifically for that reason, and that's the reason that it's there. So I don't know, but all my bases are covered. Everything, I'm happy as a mother. I mean, I'm very, very pleased. But the fact is, I'm seeing how I'm coordinating some of these things and lining up the energies. Like I got to come up with new names,
Yeah.
something, and I have to look at, well, why am I calling it this Xerox? You know, I got to look at where the
Right.
root of the name comes
Because
from
that
and
was
why.
the best, Sean. Yes, that was the best business for copies at that. Yes. Yes. That's it. I'm sorry, you just brought up, I'm not to cut you off, but to cut you off. I, that brought up the Genesis verse when it says darkness was upon the face of the deep, right? And the spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, right? So that, I mean, to me, that's sexual. I don't care how you slice that. That is sexual. The creation of all of mankind. You see what I'm saying? So when you say it makes you happy than a motherfucker, that's what sparked that shit. Cause I was like, well, who's fucking the mother? You see what I'm saying? It's like,
God,
who's fucking the mother?
God,
You see what I'm saying?
God,
Because that's how we all got here. You see what I'm saying? Lest we forget science all of a sudden, because it
God.
gives some, we all got here that way. So when God put down, he wrote a poem, a like nice little poem in the first few verses and told you the darkness was upon the face of that deep. You know what I'm saying? Only a poet would know these type of things. You know what I'm saying? You got to dive into your inner spirit self. In the beginning, nigga, that means I'm that motherfucker. That is no before me. I'm the original nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me tell you
Yeah.
what I did, how I made all of y'all. Y'all
Like,
great, wonderful beings of light that you are, right? I created the heavens and the earth. And it was without form, wasn't nothing there. Wasn't nothing there. Without form and void. Without form and void. Without form. It was no form. Right? Now we're talking about IT, right? IT, information, right? Information technology, IT, it, right? Now, when I started this motherfucker, it wasn't no form. It wasn't no form. It was void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And
Deep.
then my spirit, my soul, my essence, my nigga, yeah, that God shit moved upon some face of something,
The
said
dark.
some type of face. I was in something. My face was in something. You see what I'm saying? Moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, "Let there be light." And guess what? That motherfucking bulb went off because I kept moving. I kept moving on the face of these waters. You see what I'm saying? I was stirring that shit up.
Yes,
I was
that's right.
causing
He
some
was
shit.
not alone. He had a
That's
mate.
right. Not alone. I was causing some shit. And then out of that cause came an effect. And the effect is you. You that effect. And you can cause more effects. You put it together, you put the formula together, you can cause more effects. And it's like, oh Lord.
Because the
Get
same shit I did, you can do more because you created in my image and likeness. So there you
greater
have it.
things than these
That
shall ye
same
also
shit.
do.
That's and if Jesus, if Yeshua, they say if Yeshua is God, and if God created the world, we can do greater things than creating worlds. You see, that's. Man, that's a bit off there. We got to grow up. We still children of God. We become full gods. Then we like create other worlds and shit like that, other species like crossbreed and shit like that. But for now, we just practicing on being peace, having the peace of God that passes all understanding. Well, then we get to that shit later on. But creating worlds, oh shit, baby, That's in fact they say start by creating this world here on earth, which you've been given dominion. So God says, so our higher self said, look here, we're gonna give you the earth to play with, this motherfucking 3D dimension. If you can do some shit with this motherfucker, which you got the good and the bad, this and the that, the highs and lows, the masculine and the feminine, you got shit going on. Motherfuckers want to take you away from being it, but you it. If you can deal with all this shit down here, to the success that you deal with this shit down here, we got some other stuff in the multiverse for you. We got some shit for you. But first deal with this shit down here. You got dimension. You can do any goddamn thing you want to do. Any goddamn thing. Free motherfucking will. Let's see how you operate. Do you come back to me, which is inside of you, because we here watching you do this goddamn shit? Or do you say, or do you keep me in here on the shelf somewhere and just go out there and do shit part time or no time? Are you here full time with us in the meditative state, waking trance, daydreaming, a day walker, nigga, day walker. Walking this motherfucking daytime like, nigga, this a dream. You control it shit like you sleep. That's the motherfucking day walker for your ass, Blade. So yeah, just throwing the concepts out there of this way we see it. This way we see it. Shit, the day walker Blade doing the goddamn thing. So here you are.
And that's proof to say that you have to go through the dark in order to get to the light.
I sure.
Again, Yeshua went to hell before going to heaven.
One more time for those in the back.
Like you said, you have to go through the dark in order to get to the light.
I say. So can I speak to Holy Smoke?
Holy smoke.
Holy
In fact,
smoke,
you speak on it. You speak on it. We go engage in it. You see how that works.
Yeah, I want to
show your rights. Speak on it, smoke on it.
Well, I want to cover another base with it though, because a chef, master chef, the concoction that you gave me, you finally gave me my birthday gift. My birthday gift, I had asked, take me so that I can get these herbs so that I can begin to transition from, because I had gone to American Spirit, but it's about the breathing, it's about the breath. So I wanted to use some non-commercialized versions of smoke. And so when I look at the things that you like, just to go back, just a few things that I had thought of through the program. Okay, so the teacher and the student. Okay, so when the employee at Smile, which actually has the same last name as I do, and we vibed on some things, but I saw how she was interacting, and she had questions. Well, what do you use this for? Well, why is this and that? And but she knew the properties of each one of those herbs on her own knowledge. She just didn't know the fullness of the actual combination that she was utilizing, and so you were actually helping to teach her some things, as well as she was teaching you some things, as far as you guys sharing your knowledge. But the thought is that the main reason why we smoke or smoke cigarettes or even want to smoke has a lot to do with the breathing, the breath. Sometimes it's done to stabilize your breath. Sometimes certain things are going on to trigger you to want to participate in a breathing session, meaning to de-stress you or to get you back to a certain place or to take you higher or whatever the item that's in the smoke, because the Indians used different things for different, they have certain things that are burned for this and certain things that are burned for that, and certain things send smoke signals, so I just wanted to come back to the space where I, acknowledge that we have use of not only elevating ourselves in the, we know that we can get to a certain headspace under this influence, but then there's also these other added valuable pieces of the recipe that can be utilized to benefit. Like, instead of putting the tobacco in there, if you put the holy herb in there, cannabis or something of that nature in it, it gives it a whole different value and ups the level of it, So I noticed that we were all sort of taking a moment to either, I don't know, maybe it was for the purpose of breathing, but everybody sparked. Well, not everybody, but I sparked, he sparked, and then you sparked. So it's as though, we're bringing ourselves back to that headspace that we had gotten ourselves into, so that we can keep that connection of the all, of the greater, bigger picture of the, the spiritual place, the spiritual self. But I still think that the holy smoke, the reason why sometimes that we'll turn to that is that it has some, it helps to soothe us in some way at that time of stress, or at that time of pressure, at that time of, okay, I want to go higher. When you choose that you want to do something different than the vibration that you're in now, you want to take that vibration to another place. Sometimes it's out of habit, or if I have a cigarette, I have to have, a cup of coffee. Or if I have a cup of coffee, I have to have a cigarette or a glass of wine. The same thing, it's a combination that you get into a habit of doing. But then, there are also natural ways, like to flip from being in the heavily toxic zone, taking it back to a spiritual place, taking back that ritual out of the commercial space and bringing it into a place of, it's actually for my improvement, for my betterment. I'm using that energy to its greater good. I'm using that energy to elevate, to de-stress, or whatever the case is, but to consciously know that that's what you're doing, versus this is me trying to not smoke cigarettes, me rationalizing to myself why I do this, so that I can switch my thoughts into another space to help myself, to make it important for other reasons other than just that it's a habit. Like, why is it a habit? Why did it ever become a habit? What triggered it to become something that I wanted to do on any sort of regular basis? So
you felt good the first time you did it.
Hey.
It goes further than that too. With the
You want some
capitalism.
more, baby? Bring it back. Want some more of that shit.
Well, then on top of that as well, society, this capitalist society we live in, turned around and took what was natural and holy that our ancestors provided, just like the tobacco. Even when you're doing certain rituals, you use that cigar in order to blow the smoke on on whatever deity that you're working with at that time. Tobacco, just like Legba, he likes tobacco, he likes cigars, and he likes rum and everything like that. So as far as the habit, because our ancestors, like we are our ancestors, when we do things, we have never just did things just to be doing them. There was reasonings behind what was performed. At time, things, you do things out of abusive behavior, or like you said, it can be habitual, okay? But sometimes it can be as simple as just having an oral fixation. Children grow up and they have their finger in their mouth, or they have a pacifier or whatever. And you see that as bad. So, you're constantly taking it out and releasing them away from their comfort. Okay, when you get older, you can go back to having whatever comfort you with at that time. Sometimes it might be a little blinking. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But because society has turned around with the capitalism, they have polluted the tobacco. Okay, they turn around and they pollute the marijuana, the natural cannabis that's actually supposed to be utilized as something spiritual, or to go inside of yourself as a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? But it's about, again, the balance. Okay, where's the balance at? You know what I'm saying? Because you can do too much of something and go from here to there instead of having that median there. And I think that, we shouldn't get so caught up in all that. I remember I went to the African Coalition, and there was some brothers that came from Cuba, and they was over there doing the drums. And one of the brothers, he had some rum. The other brother was smoking a cigarette. And I asked the Baba about it. He said, well, maybe that's what his Ori wants to do. Who are we to judge and say that it's not right or it's not okay? It may not be right and okay for you, but you can't tell him what they have to do for themselves and their Ori. Okay? And like I said, in ritual, it's utilized. They take gin sometimes and they spit it out. Sometimes when I want to get a Legba activated, I take rum, spit it out, take a cigar, blow it on, blow whatever. You know what I mean? Right. And I think that we got to stop judging ourselves so much. You see what I'm saying?
Self-love, baby, self-love.
We ask people to not judge us outside, but we do, we don't even need people to judge us outside. We do a lot of judging of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Self-hate, baby, self-hate.
Oh, I'm a bad person because I smoked a cigarette. Okay, if you don't want to smoke the cigarette, don't smoke the cigarette, baby, because it doesn't make you a bad person. You see what I'm saying?
You know how people say pick your poison, and so for that reason, everybody enjoys whatever they enjoy. You can't judge what they enjoy, but I was thinking that how we've bastardized so many things, like you said, commercialized it, So now we've watered it down. So any positive effect that it
Who is
used to
we?
have on us, any
What
positive
we?
effect. What do you mean, Paul face?
No, I'm gonna say we who? We who? We here, we
I
they,
pick,
we,
but I
we
be
they, or
picking
they
fruit.
we.
Pick fruit.
Shit,
Pick
that's
some fruit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? The fruit
Oui,
going.
oui is yes. Oui, oui en français. Yes. See.
And we already know
So,
that our
She's from
organs
that
and
French
everything
part of Compton.
revitalize itself, just like they say about your lungs. Do you know every organ in your body, as long as there you go with that balance again, you flushing, you're cleansing, you're fasting, you can actually regrow your own organs inside of your body. Liver,
yes.
Yeah,
your kidneys, your
Yes.
lungs, and everything else.
They used to
that's one
tell
of
us
the
that the
benefits of
brain
working full time for God.
says,
That's
There's a
right.
benefit from working full time for God. The
Right.
ability to grow your shit back if you need to.
Right. But the main thing is what? We got to stop putting that extra pressure on ourselves for hurting ourselves, for not, there you go back to that love again, for not loving
There it
yourself
is.
enough. For you sitting back and looking in the mirror, oh, I'm a bad person, or I'm not this and I'm not, I can't be that. You're already telling yourself what you can't be. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're already doing that to yourself. You don't even need any, the way that goes, you don't even need anybody from outside. And then when you do get, I'm not pointing at you, but when you do get to something outside, that just adds on to it. And then if you do have any vices, now you're killing yourself because you got this extra stress, the stress from yourself, and then now you're smoking a cigarette. Now that's when you need to stop. Until you can get peace everywhere. And then I think it will be okay to sit back and say, oh, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
You saw that miracle? That's a miracle. That's a miracle. What Jesus used to do, all that stuff. Miracle, right? You look in the mirror, then you call for some stuff, and then you say what's going on. Now, if you're saying some fucked up shit, then you get some fucked up shit back. But if you're saying some good shit, some wholesome shit, some wonderful things, some great things, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is so tight how that comes together, and it all
Damn.
comes back to the same beautiful mirror you call
That's
that
right.
disco ball. It's a disco ball.
Damn.
You remember back in the
It,
70s?
right.
Yeah, back in the 70s, we used to go to the disco. We used to have the disco, and used to be a ball in the middle of that joint. Used to sparkle lights all through the disco. We used to chill, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody be rolling, be dancing and grooving and shit, and everything, doing the Soul Train line and the Soul Train, all that stuff, because we had to stay on track. That's why I've been staying on track, because that's what the Soul Train, soul's on track with what it is.
Urinary tract,
the
That
eight
urinary
track.
track all the way to the
eight
mental
eight
track.
track.
You see, all that track, in track, abs track, bin track, all
GI
the
track.
tracks. Yeah, that's us. So when it comes up, you need to breathe.
Uh,
Yeah, and if you sit back and say,
Michael Jackson is it also. When you talk about Yeshua in the mirror with Yeshua, shit,
Yeah.
Michael
Oh,
Jackson wrote a song about it too. Nigga,
talking about
they
the
could go
man in the
inside.
mirror.
Go
Yeah.
inside. Nigga started the bed in the mirror. You know. He was it. He is it. Michael Jackson. We salute you.
yeah, and if you sit
Right.
back and you say, I smoked a cigarette, now I'm gonna die from lung cancer. You're the one who put it on you. You see,
Yeah.
Right.
you didn't put yourself to death to bed right there. You see what I'm saying? What goes up? What's wrong with you waking up in the morning and just loving yourself, loving what you see, and say, hey,
Ah.
you know what? I'm gonna keep it moving. Here we go. I'm gonna take my ride. To my
Uh-huh.
positivity, or wherever you choose to be
So
at. And if you want
so
to change
yeah.
herb, or however, yeah, of course, yeah, you can find out whatever you find out, something, share with others. But I think all of us, like you said, we have our own individualities, and I think that's
Right.
what makes us unique, and that's what makes us the guys that we are. And then, yeah, when you're in a relationship, of course, you work out that compromise, try to figure out that evenly yoked, or try to do whatever. But you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? No one is. There's also a saying that God doesn't put too much on you that you can't bear. You see what I'm
That's
saying? So
right.
anything that when you think that it's the lowest or you can't get anywhere in that child, you can. You're just not giving yourself the opportunity to do so.
I think
Because a lot of times you're telling yourself you're not it, when in reality you
Mm,
are it.
you are
That's
it.
that
mm.
right. But sometimes that doubt you talk about, that's
Exactly.
being hard on yourself. When you're being hard
Yes.
on yourself, and the way you're telling yourself that you're not it.
Cause you be going back and forth with this shit and fucking with yourself,
Yeah,
having these
yeah,
conversations in yourself, and then when you
right.
get into a relationship, then we start to project what we talking about in our head onto the other person because they on the frequency sometimes, but then it's like nah, but then they go back to themselves, and then it's like yo, wait a minute, wait, this wait. Who is saying this shit? Is it me? You got a problem with me, or I got a problem with you, or is it me got a problem with myself? And you got a problem with yourself, and now they're coming to light because we here clashing at the same joint. You see what I'm saying? That's when the lights go off, the bell something like, yo, what is going on here? Like, what is going on? Why do I have a problem with you? And
Ding,
why do
ding,
I
ding,
care?
ding, ding.
Because it's affecting me. It has something to do with me. Why do I care?
Exactly.
Why you care about
And
what that motherfucker's doing? Because it has something to do with you. You feel a certain type of way about it.
so you have to fix
Uh,
it yourself, not fix the other person. You can't fix nobody but yourself. But I got two more pieces of bits of information, one in reference to the holy smoke and one in reference to something that Sister Lady was just speaking on. One is that the Dogons tout that marijuana came from their planet and was sent here as a tool for us to be able to vibe on one accord with the energy, being able to get the downloads and to get the connections, to be able to focus back on that level or try to get back to, that's one of the stepping stones to get to that headspace.
Well, thank you, Dogon.
some call it gateway,
Mhm.
baby.
Yes, yes, that was it exactly. And then, and then the other part was how she had mentioned how she was just speaking on how, to balance things, to cleanse, the detox, and for me it starts with hydrate and then detox or cleanse, tuning in, tuning out, and then letting things flow. My 5 words are supernatural wellness, which is a holistic lifestyle that I live. Love plus art equals wellness. And we are actually still on my channel where I am broadcasting on Heart Happy Hour, which is my podcast on my station, which is Love plus Art equals Wellness. I say station, channel, whatever. But I wanted to make mention of that. I'd like to come back at some point and do a segment specifically on, with you guys input as well, but with because that was a download that came to me in a sun meditation, the 5 words for supernatural wellness. Just as the gateway meditation came through, just as the name of the name of the band, the name of the business, love plus art equals wellness. Oh, and the band's getting back together too. I have rehearsal this coming Sunday for a reunion band of all the folks that have played in my band before. We're going to get together, and we've been asked to begin to perform on Georgia Avenue. So the band will be getting back together, and we may need some horns every once in a while, Master Shep. So just to keep you on alert, I will be inviting you to the rehearsal. But those were the two things I wanted to speak on as far as the holy smoke, the holy herb. We've heard marijuana, cannabis spoken of in that way before, but that it is a gateway too. It is a tool to get to the headspace of being in the gateway or being separating ourselves from the physical, as tethering ourselves to a place where we're not as impacted by the environment as much as we are the internal sensations and energy that's in motion. So yes, one love and wellness. Ashe. I hope to come back and talk more about both of those things, including my newest lecture on the Frankenstein era, the Parliament Funkadelics, and the lyrics that they have expressed to us, and some of the messages that's in the music of George Clinton. I feel like he has some hidden, it's parables in there, you know. So I'll talk about that another time too. But I'm just saying these are downloads that have come that I would like to at some point express and share more. Ashe?
I say, yeah,
Okay.
like that.
I would love to hear that about the parables and that, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a new song by Parliament called "No Mas," and "No Mas" means like I'm no judgment, no conflict, no problem, no issue. But in the lyrics, it says, "Where do the Dogons go?" That's in one of his songs. Like I said, it's called "No Mas," MOS. It's 2 words, "No Mas." But if
and
you
in
look that up,
Spanish, mas means no more. Like when you say no mas, it means no more. And in
okay,
Spanish, yes, means no more.
okay. So no more, no fuss, no bound, no judgment. All of that at the same time.
Sounds good.
Ashe.
I say.
Is Master Chef popping back in?
Yeah, it seemed like he's having some technical difficulties.
Have we been on here for almost 3 hours? OMG.
Yes.
It's 3 hours. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. I got some other stuff that's going on today that I need to get into. So I appreciate this time and with you guys, with my loved ones. Each of you have a beautiful energy and a great contribution to today's Soulful Sunday. I am it. I am it. As we all say, yes, you are.
Yes, you
Are.
are.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you are.
are.
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
you are.
Yes, you are.
Even Olaroon, Olaroon, yes you are. Where's Olaroon? She dark.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I am it. And she's a part of the millennials. And I guess each of us will probably have our place spots in the team. So, what do we want to wait for Master Chef? Or I mean, I can step away because I do need to step away and do some things. You guys hold down the fort. There he is. In the nick of time. In the nick of time. I say, I am it. Yes, you are.
What's up?
Yes, you are. Yes, I am.
What a journey.
Right.
Yes.
What
And
about
they're getting these getting this daggone lentils together in there, then the signal dropped, and so it's a challenge. So
Oh.
must be the sign says, the outside experience says it's time to start wrapping this up.
yeah, yeah.
Lentils. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and took that outside thing and say, hey, nigga, okay, see what this means. Interpret this this experience. So, okay, it's
Sign of
time to
the
go.
time.
Right.
Right.
You hear the message?
Yeah.
Message.
Message. Right. And just to tie it in back to the I admit, as you know, the lentils being a part of the catalyst, as far as communication, the biofeedback. A lot of times we've grown up, say pray over your food or say grace. This goes back to what was said earlier with Tony about the why. Why do you do that? Why? Keep asking questions. Why? And even Quet was also speaking on it about you could be doing things, being true to yourself. Know thyself, know thyself, and be true to yourself because you're doing what your higher self, whichever form that may be, your imaginary friends, whatever you call them, your guides, God, you're being obedient to that. You are it. And this is how it's showing up right now. It want to smoke something, drink something, and enjoy itself this way right now. And so, you being, unapologetic with knowing why you're doing that. That's also, ass out. This is what this way it want to express itself right now when allowed to do that. And then it's easier to allow other people to do that at the same time. Hence that unconditional love, because you love creation enough, others enough to allow them to express their free will, however way they think it may make them happy. Well, in the long run, it may be a death, but if you happen now, you like the slow death approach, enjoy yourself with the slow death, that non-judgmental approach. So again, it's coming back down to the being intentional. So a suggestion, and from my person's own experience, it did go through a phase, when it was eating more so-called meat, flesh, chicken, and shit like that, and come up, whatever. And it would say it would do Reiki, on the stage. Let's do some Reiki to raise the vibration, then engage with it. Spirit was like, that's cute and all. You can do that because you are it. But do you want to go around just zapping shit? You're just a childlike game. Or just choose something different. Choose something that already has the vibration. That way you don't have to raise the vibration. And so again, and that goes back with the intention of it. By saying saying prayer or saying grace, you're connecting with it. Or you're setting your intentions. I admit I'm setting my intentions as we engage in this tantra, becoming of one. This is the birth effect. This is what the goal is. This is the intention that I am declaring for this engagement right here. We're gonna set this environment. It may have been poisoned, tainted, like pretty much everything that the AI do, because AI recreate itself. Artificial intelligence got the GMO, the food, the weed, the air, the water, all this shit GMO. So we said we can take some of that, pray over it, change the vibration. The same as these holy days. These are portals. If they got so much energy and said, let's change this food like this. That's a lot of intention. And we say we're going to take that intention. It's like gene splicing in the alchemist. We spiritual gene splicing. We take this motherfucking your intention. We tweak it a little bit. Pow! It's our intention now because it's the polar opposite. We just twist it a little bit, like in science, you get the reverse flow, reverse osmosis. Because the shit is here, we ain't gonna destroy this shit. We just gonna flip a switch with our intention to reverse the polarity. Whatever you meant for harm, it's for good now, nigga. We gonna eat this shit, smoke this shit, cause we gonna use this shit for this shit, cause I am it, which is the shit.
That's right. That's
So,
shit.
Been doing it. Shit.
Damn the shit.
there it is. There it is.
Anyway, this is very beautiful, Master Chef. I had a wonderful time.
Well, you're beautiful, Aquette. This is you, your creation. This is community tribe that talk about the shit that really did to your heart. Doing greater things.
It's cute as
Right.
fuck.
So shit.
Passion.
Hey, you invited anybody over to get some of those lentils?
Well, if you want to, gonna be here for a short while. Gonna be heading up to Dr. U's. Oh yeah, that's another little announcement. Another announcement rather. Dr. U's mom, Dr. U is one of the co-founders of Need Baya, also one of the co-founders of the Chi Collective Health Initiative, which serves as the health ministry for I Emit. And so, Dr. U, we have drum classes on Sundays at Creative Suitland and dance class, traditional West African drum and dance class. Drumming starts at 2 to 3:45, 3:30. Then the dance class starts at from 3:45 to 5 o'clock. And on the 25th, Dr. U's mother, his matriarch, Sister I.C.U is going to be doing her healing class. Again, that's the lineage you come from, living, walking, it being, white ancestor, holds the vibration, Queen Mother. What she's done, she's taken all of her experiences over the years and dancing and the culture and the knowledge, and she's created more of the healing side of it. Because a lot of times it's used to invoke, either to become entranced, yourself to evoke some type of energy to do something, to do something for crops to grow, for maturation, for protection, dealing with the outside world, that thing. Similar to martial arts, martial arts is a healing art, but most of them, karate, jujitsu, ninja, they're about the external. But then you have like, say, Tai Chi and Qigong. They are martial arts, but they are known more so for their healing aspects because the movements are more slow and with more intention on allowing your own chi to detox, relax, and flow. So that's what Dr. U's mom has done at this stage of the game. Her person is reminding and reintroducing the healing aspect of the African dance. So, the movements are not as, like the young folks like to play fast, jump and do all this stuff. They're more graceful, more Tai Chi and Qigong types of movement based on the culture of African dance, traditional African rhythm. So definitely want to make that announcement. That would be on the 25th of February, Sunday, February 25th. Again, the dance class starts at 3:45. For anyone who may know someone who's interested, pass it on, and whoever may be watching the video now, and we'll be sure to add that announcement again. So And if anybody else have any announcements, it's a good time to say, any announcements coming up, activities, events, things that, that is we may or somebody else may benefit from. We can share those now as we, hold space for integration. Baby.
Well, I do want to speak on the full moon. I've been doing the full moon events and doing gateway events, and I am open to doing full moon events at other locations. I do have one scheduled for March, which is in PG County in Greenbelt. And then I had someone talk about wanting to do one for later this month, and I'll have further details on that shortly. But yeah, it is. Full moon events are open for me for now for the next couple of months. If you're interested in bringing the program that I had been doing in other places to the space that you have, I have a sister in Florida that has asked. I think if you're familiar with. Oh gosh, her name is Love too. Tamika Love Jones.
Oh
She
yeah.
she has invited me down to her place in Florida to do one there, and that may be for June or May or June, and we'll see for that for sure. But if anyone else is interested in doing something local, let me know, and we can put a program together. And you can reach me on my channel on any of my social avenues. You can just message me, inbox me, or whatever. Of course, my handle is love plus art equals wellness. But then you can also Google my name, which is Precious Mother Love, and all the same things will come up. My websites, all of my social activity, and I'm still on a podcast tour. So I'm doing this podcast, which is Soulful Sunday. So you can catch on my channel. I'll be broadcasting from those other podcasts as well, which is about my science of self, which, I'm one of the original persons with that was in the I Am It, as well as within the original Chi, uh, uh, the Collective Health Initiative. And I'm continuing to share my knowledge in the form of I am a death doula, I'm a birth doula, and I am also a child, I don't want to say psychologist, but I am helpful in shaping uh, and introducing information to teach your child in holistic ways. So I'm tribing up, I'm chiefing up, and I am letting you know what my place in the tribe is. Ashe?
That's you. Yeah, Qued has a passion for youth as well, for children, for the babies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tutoring, hmm reading.
Okay.
Now, the event
Mm.
that you're having in Greenbelt with the full moon, that's something private or outsiders can
No,
come to.
it's outsiders can come too. It's definitely open to the public. And I'll have a flyer on that I can circulate shortly.
Sounds good.
hmm I'll be certain you can get an update.
Yeah, but right now, say I'm what I'm working towards is to actually become independent because me and the corporation, we have our problems, as far
mm
as what I see dealing with the public school system, and
Yeah.
how what that pipeline. I mean, it's evident. I see that
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I'm in the school, yeah, in the school system. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, the
From
things that
preschool
I've
to
had,
the penitentiary.
huh?
From preschool to the penitentiary.
That's
From
right.
Pineal. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my
Well,
goal is to actually be an independent tutor.
Okay.
here's here's a little food from Thoth. Food from Thoth. I.e. food for thought. As we spoke earlier about the I.C.U. and eventually, as the adults, become better managing, integrating the I and share it. And as we all know that, or the another philosophy perspective of I admit is the past, the present, and the future is happening at the same time. So in reality, what we're doing now is we're sharing the story of how we're releasing, letting go of those things that is preventing us from always maintaining that connection with all there is. And yet at the same time, we've already done it and it's connect with all there is and sending information back in forms of our higher self that we can get with. While at the same time, that's why my person said the inner child is here also. Those experiences, when you think about them, you feel a certain way, it's right here. So those are timelines. So the integration of all those things right now, comes into play when we say, I am it. And so at the same time, as we saying we, been around, have 10 Earth years here, if your person feels as though it has say a plan, say if it was as an independent tutor, what type of curriculum activities, what would be the what they would call the schedule, in college they call them something else, a syllabus, outline of or rites of passage. Really, that's what it is, a rites of passage.
Yeah,
But the
yeah,
rites of passage may turn people off. But yet,
right.
ideally, educating the youth is a rites of passage, and them
Mm-hmm.
being educated, drawing out from them for them to see and experience who they really are, which is it. And so, if there was a plan of action for that, it is quite possible. Again, Temple Mother Earth is a physical place that holds a space. And there have been talk, about how to reach out to the youth, because most of the stuff there is for old people, old heads. And so again, if there's a viable plan and say this is what it looks like, then it may be a way to say either have a pilot program or volunteer and say you just want to see what it do. You have a theory that this will work, and anybody who want to check it out, come over here and let just see what happens with it. So just holding space for that if that's an option, if it resonates, just moving forward.
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
sounds very good. Yeah, and nothing beats a failure but a try, and that's exactly what we can do. We can start it off as like a volunteer, just to, and crunch the numbers and actually do the research and see, okay, what works and what doesn't work. You know, but the main thing that what I do, because see, when you're in the school system, it seems like you're on an assembly line. They barely give them enough time to even read a passage. It's like quick, quick, quick. You got 10 minutes. Oh, you got 20 minutes. And, even when it comes time for them to eat lunch, they really don't even have enough time to chew the food. You know what I'm saying? But they want them to grab the food, chew it up, and swallow it. So my thing is, I like the child to set the pace, and to actually let me know what's going on, because they have a voice too. And by just getting to know them, just by talking to them, and that's the first thing you do. You don't just get right in there into learning. Oh, you got to do this. This is not a dictatorship. Okay, let's conversate. I want to get to know you just as well as you want to get to know me. And isn't that all about energy? Hey,
It
I want
is.
to know your energy, your energy, like you want to know my energy.
Yeah.
And so learning is not a sprint. This is long term, and you have
Yeah.
to take your time, and you have to go at the pace of the child. You know.
Right.
My
So
favorite
yeah.
line on the joint, he's like, the only thing you need to study is your ass. Study your ass. It's
And you
8,000.
can't even see it.
You got nerve endings in your ass. You got 8,000 of them. They connect to every other space of your body. So, do you know any of them? You see what I'm saying? We can start right there. Look at what's the nervous system, right? That's connected to the whole joint. And then what's that connection with the other systems? Study yourself. Know yourself. That's like, I mean, that's like, yeah, the nervous system. What are these sound bowls doing? They're getting on your nerves, is what they're doing, but in a good way. You see what I'm saying? Do you know which
Yeah.
nerves they getting on? Ah. That's why we feel it. You can feel it through the phone. You see what I'm saying? It's the sound, it's the tone. These are nerves. These are nerve endings. Nerve endings in your ear that connect
Wow.
to every other thing in your body, every
Yeah.
other organ, right? Because your
Yeah.
organs are cells. You break that down as a tissue. You break the tissue down as a molecule. You break a molecule down as a cell. You break a cell down as a nucleus, a proton, neutron, all that. Atom.
Okay.
Oh shit! Back to Genesis. Atom. This nigga.
The Trinity: proton, electron, and
Goddamn.
neutron.
Goddamn. Here we go again.
I want to say something about your name, Tony. You playing all these tones, Tony. You
Ah.
Tony Tone.
Tony Tone. Tony Tone.
I tell
Tony
you.
things up. Yeah. To
Tony
the
Tone,
Tony.
Bow Master, yeah.
Tone Bowl
That's it.
Master.
Master Tony.
Yeah.
Master Tony Bowmaster. Master Tony Bow. How do you say it?
It's a mass
Oh,
star. It's a star. Mass star.
Mastar Tony.
Mass. Put in some mass and it's a star. Star and mass. That's all. That's everybody. Everybody is a mass star. You are a clump of a star. You sucked all this into your body. That's why your asshole is so tight. Because that's the knot where it knotted up that shit.
You've been the asshole. God.
Yeah.
He's so anal.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
anal, right? You're so anal. You're an analyst, an analyst. You look into the details of shit. You so fucking petty. You
Well, there it is. He said it himself. You know, you are what you say you are. You are what you show up. You are what you talk about. So, guess
Yes, you are. Yes, you
Tony
are. Yes,
Tone,
you are.
Master Star. He's also an asshole. Yes,
And
you
Master
are. Yes,
Chef,
you are. Yes, sure.
you know what else
Asshole.
also? Also something else, like you said, that we can try out at the temple as well, is that something they don't promote in the school system is actually having the parents get involved. Okay, so you're with the child, it's not your biological child, or it's not even a child that
Right.
you have adopted or whatever. So you have that period of time. You may get an hour, which is ideal, but if we can get a little longer, that'll be awesome. Okay, but guess what? When they leave us, they have to go back home, right? To to
Yeah.
to their home where they reside at. And so I think that also with that, we have to get their parents involved. And
So
if
it sounds like you want to shift the PTA meeting, what they have every so often, to only one-on-one with the parent, every
right,
strong, because
right,
every
yeah,
strong, you would say how the progress one-on-one with the parents versus
yeah.
a general PTA meeting for everybody at once, or whatever they call it.
So we're not
So
just
yeah,
helping the
so this is
child.
exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not just helping the child, we're also helping their mom and their dad
The
too. And maybe
family.
if they're not together in the same household, we can still find out where's the parent that's not there, and maybe that could
Right,
be something we could do separately, because it takes a collective. As
The
far as
village.
growth and the importance of education,
so
what do you say? It takes a
right,
village.
it takes
It
a
actually
village,
takes
yeah,
a
yeah.
it does.
So
village.
so
Right,
what I'm looking at is because I'm a troubleshooter, right? So when I'm like, if somebody got a problem with their computer, they call me because there's a problem with it. So I got to look at what the problem is to find out why you have this problem so I can fix it. So if we're looking at educating the children and putting the children and parents back together, what is separating the parents from the kids? The fact that they have to go to
ah,
work to so-called
Outside the house
provide
to work.
food
Mm-hmm.
for
Ooh.
for their kid to eat. So it's
Mhm.
all good intentions, but it's flipped because now you got to leave your child to go do something that's taking you away from vital time that could be put into training, which is why you give it to this other random person that you don't know, but it's the school system. So you provide. So what is it that they need? Food, shelter, water, right? Need food,
right.
shelter,
Root,
water.
root, and
Food,
love, root
yeah,
chakra,
food.
all root
Exercise,
That's the
chakra,
root.
activity.
all root
That's the
chakra.
root. Exactly. So it's
Right,
like a farm provides that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like you got animals, you got this, you got work for everybody to do. Everybody's busy, type of stuff. You got mountains, there's hikes and stuff. There's nature all around for you to go do your thing and blah, blah, blah. Everybody can spread out, be themselves, express themselves, learn their different philosophies. Of course, there's books and so forth. You can read, people know how to read and stuff. You get one smart ass book, the smartest book that you ever know, some philosophy book or some whatever, and just read that book and focus on everything in that book, you good.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
That's
like I'm
good.
talking about the smart, like even if it was the Bible, but then you looked at everything that was in the Bible, or you looked at, and I'm not a
right,
Bible thumper. I hate to sound like this. I'm just saying, I'm just using the book that everybody knows that motherfuckers respect,
Has
or they,
importance.
right,
even
Yeah.
if they
Mhm.
disrespect it, they somehow respect it, or you know about it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, look, all right, that's the shit. So you know, if I was to say the Song of Ice and Fire, they'd be like, what's that? All right, you see what I'm saying? So, but you know, like the Bible. So it's like, yo, this is what it is. You got these tribes that come together, these villages or tribes or gangs or parties or posses or all these synonyms to say the same shit. And then
Right.
you all come together. What is the common problem? Like, look, nigga, I'm trying to feed my family. Well, look, nigga, I'm trying to feed my family. That motherfucker over there's trying to feed his family. Well, everybody's trying to feed the family. Okay, look, we all got a common goal. But you speak Chinese, you speak Spanish, and I speak English. But we do know the language of hunger. In
Right.
that start, we be like, hey, look, yo, we gotta put
Right.
somehow
The
King
lack of
Chong King
resources. That's
and
right.
K Paso is gonna figure out, you know, what's going on. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
Right.
we gonna all right. Look, get that in. Like, we gonna kill. We gonna fire. Fire. Okay, yeah. All right, I know fire. You know fire. Oh, hot. Oh, okay. Now you start using sign language and shit. You will figure out what you need to figure out when you need to figure it out. You, you see what I'm saying? But it's being all given to you, so these things is relaxed. This shit, like, oh yeah, they'll get it. It's all good. We're not used to actually doing shit. Like when I was growing
Well,
up, we
what we
used
white man? What we?
huh? Well, no, I'm just saying, yeah, like no, I'm just saying, like this is the mentality that we're coming out of. You see what I'm
Ah,
saying?
yes, we're coming
It's
out
like
of
a
it.
right. This is a troubleshooting.
We
This is like
out.
looking at where the issue is, so that we can fix it. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So it's like, because like when I was growing up, we had to do like we used a wood stove to heat,
Right.
right? So we got to chop wood. And this was
Right.
before splitters. So, you know, we chopping wood like, yo, we got the little wedge. It was a wedge that you put into the big boulders. And then you had to get a sledgehammer and sledge that bitch and then make it split so that you could take an axe and split the smaller pieces into smaller joints so you could fit it into the wood stove so it can heat the house. You see what I mean? So it's like, that's a whole process. So all the time you working out there, doing this stuff, putting these cords of wood up and stacking this shit up this way and that way, running into snakes and all kind of stuff. It's because the love of me putting this work in to keep you warm in the winter because it is cold. Because you don't have that many blankets when it's 20 degrees outside. You see what I mean? So that inspires different stuff. And each of that, every swing is a different thought. It's a different creation. It's a different, okay, intensity, intention, you know, with that. Cause you gotta, man, you ever swung an axe before and had to split some shit? You see what I'm saying? Like, and then you miss,
Yes.
and then you don't get it the first time, and then like, shit, and then like fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a science to the whole thing. There's a science to work and working smart. Then splitters came out and that changed the whole game. We was like, yeah, put the splitter, just let the machine do it. And then it takes away that mental development that you got when you was actually splitting wood and developing those muscles to get into a shape that you choose to be in.
Hmm.
That reminds me of the Amish. I went to the market yesterday, to the Amish market yesterday,
Got
Yes.
some chicken
and
wings?
they they have a whole
Them things
different
just so
energy
good.
about
So
them.
good.
They
Yeah.
live a different mindset, you know, and that's that, you know, them not a culture, not a cult, but it's them
Yeah.
living a
It
certain
is.
lifestyle, living in a certain natural way with certain inalienable laws that are included and incorporated, you know, like the cycle of the almanac and you know, when to plant, sow and seed, you know.
Yep.
But yeah. And I
Yes.
also, you know, when I heard you talk about you speak this language, you speak this language, and you speak that language, that is part of where she was talking about, you know, rites of passage and teaching the child reading. It seems to me like we need to go back to some of those original, like you said, go back to the original way of living, go back to a more original way of speaking, you know. This kind of why our ebonics is helpful, because we actually created some of our own language, you know, to mean what we want it to mean or whatever. But I think that's why when they say the Tower of Babel was made, was so that we could not understand each other. But if we go back to that original way of, grunting, not grunting per se, but, emoting, instead of, so anyway, that's a thought, that all that kind of is tied together. The more we
Yeah,
get
it's
back
playing
to
both sides
the
against the middle.
original, once we
Yes.
get back to the original way of
Admit.
being
Of
ourselves, and
communicating.
I admit.
right,
He said that
I
our
admit, and
ancestors
so are
at
you.
one time didn't even use words at all, any sounds. A
Right.
lot of times they use sign language
And
or, just like expressions and stuff like that. If
So
you had that
listen,
comment or whatever.
here it
Ashe,
is again. I admit philosophy. I admit that me. Yeshua, Yeshua, Yeshua. Life and death is in the tongue. We
Ashe.
alchemize any and everything. It simply comes back to your intention. So what my person has done, hence my person, has chosen to do, use the same words that most of us are familiar with and do two things, maybe three things. Arrange them in such a way that they're not spoken in a familiar way. So that can get a nigga attention right there. That nigga talking, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking this crazy, my person, shit, greater thing. What the fuck you talking about? And then there's also the infusing of the words, because it's sound vibration. You see, we talk about being a gateway, waking trance, right? The philosophy is when you are in the experiencing, you are one with God, the peace of God that passes all understanding. Any sound that you utter, you dig, shall cause some ripples it will make some shit happen. It'll do something.
Mhm.
So again, that's the hack out. When you create, I admit says we create our hack out as needed on the spot right now. See, there's two types. There's the types that have been used over the years, eon, ka, ba. Then there's some because of who we are. We just come right on the spot. It's a heck out, nigga, because this is the motherfucking sound bowl vibration. This is the original sound bowl. Boom, there it is. And then we want to get fancy with it, that Headaroo piece. You want to start speaking in the rhythm. You did poetic or flow. You had a different level to it. And nigga, you really got a nigga attention that time. It's like, oh shit. Different words, it's flowing. And they hit, you feel the motherfucking vibration. Oh shit. So again, I admit. So again, just want to share that there are ways of doing things based upon our indoctrination. Some may say there's an indirect way, then there's a direct way, and it's all simply about choice. Back to the whole Christian thing, right? As we saying on Sundays, I admit is we're doing the whole maybe religion type thing, because a lot of people in religion they don't go too far with astrology or say sacred plants outside maybe cannabis. Some may smoke cigarettes, but ayahuasca, mushrooms. However, they looking at religion to become one with God. I admit says we got something for you. This is the I am it outreach for those people who want to walk amongst people as regular people. And you see them when you go get pay you go into an office building, a DC government office building. They known for some shit. You go in there, spend all day long, and don't come out with nothing all the time. But you go in there and you just get an angel. You get someone who help you in and out just as fast. Like, damn, you don't really do that because you have run across somebody who is doing that. Somebody come to your home, they fix your stuff in passing because you're meeting those who are who my person looks like is regular church folk who like, we one with God and we just want to, just be, we happy doing this, we happy doing that. Then there's one be like, we one with God, and at the same time, we like entertainment like Prince, or we sharing our gifts on a massive scale with more humanity. Lectures, classes, things like that. So we're affecting more people on a broader scale. And so with that type of manifestation, then it is more of a deeper conversation. This is the commercial now for the art of sovereign living. Because that's when we get off into the religion is there, but it's off into the straight science of nigga, if you is there anything to stop you from having motherfucking peace of God, having these pleasant heaven on earth all the time? Let's talk about it. Let's smoke something. Let's drink something. Let's sit down. Let's get into the laws to figure out why are you causing this shit to yourself. And or on the other side is Nigga, we've been applying these laws and that's what's happening. This is how we feel good about it. So let's party. So either you come to, actually it's both of them. We come to celebrate, like we say, we come to celebrate shit, we eat and we got this going on at the same time, But there's one thorn in the side that Paul said, nigga been working with this shit for a season. You got some information that's, yeah, nigga, look at it this way, look at it this way, this what it is. All got that shit because you're going straight, no change to the course of you it. So you got to release, let go, alchemize, shift, whatever's blocking you so you can feel yourself right now. That's sovereign living. And they say, no, there's nothing above you other than God. That motherfucker God on the inside. So ain't shit stopping you from doing whatever the fuck that motherfucker on the inside say do. If it say do it this way, be this way, show your ass, and you say, okay, let's show our ass because it's showing an example of an inner child being free. Whatever you're showing an example of, it's for somebody who needs to see this right now. So show your ass, be transparent, show up, and because you're showing your ass, somebody else do it, you don't give a fuck, you're non-judgmental. So all that is coming back to the I admit, commercial as we wrap up because it's motherfucking lint don't know.
Yeah. One Love and Wellness, Love plus Articles Wellness, Part Happy Hour, Precious Mother Love out. One love. See you soon.
Indeed.
Sorry,
Indeed.
peace.
As we, want to just take a few breaths to integrate the experience. Deep breaths. Allow all that was said and not said to just permeate for a minute, just to go inside. Because you are it, may you enjoy all of your creations and the best of thoughts to you
Peace
and wholeness.
and wholeness.
Till next time, baby. Ow. Yep.